So, last we left off the Risen, our heroes traveled to the inn. They learned more themselves and grew, whether it was magically or emotionally. It's a good time for them to go, for them to take this break after defeating the corruption that infected the Snakewoods. And some may have begun to stick their nose places that others would not like. But that will be a story for another day at the inn, because all of you wake up in the meadow that was created in the aftermath of the saving of the spirit guardian. And now that you are back in this meadow, the path of bluebells still exists, and as long as you follow the path of blue, it will guide you out of the forest unharmed. But you guys wake up, it's like an hour before dawn, and so the sky is starting to be that gray color, where you guys are just starting to be able to see each other, but it's still all black and white, basically, vision-wise. But yeah, so you guys get up just slightly before dawn.
Rose looks more pensive than she normally does, especially after a night at the inn. Or the inn that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Marianne's thinking about how she can go into different alternate, what is the word I'm looking for? Dimensions.
Alternate realities?
Yes. Just like, I want to try that.
I want to make you smell like fart.
I was thinking
so happy he's like going, "Oh, your name, you're just so great."
I was thinking about something too. Beth, just the next time we're in the inn, please remind me of something. I have an idea. It might be stupid, but it's D&D.
Okay,
so
I am me the thing I need to remind you, and then I will literally copy and paste the message and send it back.
May I please cast Reedcraft in Kali and feel and make it smell like fart?
Do that. Can you do that with Druidcraft?
Yeah.
I know prestidigitation lets you make weird smells.
Yes.
Says a faint odor. Wait.
Yeah, it does.
I read it here. It's a faint odor.
Yep. Yeah. You can make it stink. You could definitely make it smell like farts. It smells more specifically like rotten eggs, but it's on that fart borderline.
Good. Right in the middle of them, so they will believe the other did it.
Fantastic.
Don't you have to like verbally do something?
Yes, it's verbal and somatic.
Yeah.
But can I like do it like?
Yeah, I'd say since they're both waking up, you could probably go ahead and make me a sleight of hand?
Evil was
Make me a sleight of hand check because you're trying to sneak the fart spell. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I think that beats both their passive perceptions. Yeah, you managed to successfully stealth a fart. You are the silent but deadly one.
One has to test their abilities.
It doesn't beat mine though. But it doesn't matter as much. I have the feeling that Bill's just gonna have a few regrets.
No, you both will think the other did.
Oh my god, specifically in the spell Druidcraft, you can have the faint
odor of a skunk.
Yeah, odor of a skunk. And it must fit within a 5-foot cube.
Yeah. So she can most definitely make the most rancid of farts.
Bards have a spell called, Steam Cloud? It's just to make a big cloud of steam.
Stink Cloud. It's basically fart spray.
Stink Cloud actually, affects you, though. It makes it to where you, I think, your movement slowed, and you take damage or whatever.
Yeah, you take you have to make con saves because it stinks so bad it makes you puke.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kali and Pill, you wake up with this faint aroma of someone who dealt it.
And Callie's used to it because that's what Sarabi smells like majority of the time. So.
God, it smells like Pietro.
Pietro, fantastic. By the way, Pietro has been. When you guys wake up, Pietro actually was awake, and he seems to have been on guard during the night. So he was watching all of you because he wasn't at the inn with you. So he was watching all of you. When you start to wake up, Sarabi, and so you've just finished casting your fart smell, and Pietro comes over and tries to like climb in your lap because now it's bedtime. He would like to sleep now. Now that you have got
Okay, let's do that then.
Okay. So yeah, so you guys are getting ready to go. Did you want to do anything else in the forest before you head out?
I mean, we can linger a little bit to let Pedro rest slightly, but linger like as we're getting ready, like
Yeah.
a little bit longer than usual. Everyone eat rations that they have or whatever.
I could turn into a bear and Pietro and you just can deposit Pietro on my back, so...
But why do that when we have Kali?
Really?
Kali can carry like 3 people if you want to.
I mean, maybe.
Here, make a
Depends
dog
on the
swing.
weight.
What does he make? One of the baby Burons, but for Pietro.
I can make him levitate, and we just can tie a string to him and just pull him.
But then he risks hitting branches and stuff.
Well, you
Like
can
him knocked with branches.
How heavy will Pietro be, like, in his current size?
He's got armor on, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's like
Kinda.
Sure.
Armor shouldn't be that heavy. Not for him, anyway. It's like leather.
But he doesn't. It isn't really armor because it doesn't give him any AC. It's just clothes, so he won't be naked.
So it doesn't really add that much to the weight.
Yeah, he's like a 60 pounds, 65, somewhere in there. He's a beefy dog.
Damn, my real
But
life
he's
dog
not
weighs
like a
more than
Dane
him.
or anything.
That will be... Wait, pounds, kilos. 30 kilos. That's nothing. I can carry 30 kilos and I'm like 1.5 meters tall.
Okay. So, you mean, yeah, sure, you can just carry Pietro if you want. It just means that you're going to be walking a little bit slower. But yeah, Pietro has not reached exhaustion yet. So if you poke him and make him get up, he'll go. He's just going to complain the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Not that anybody else can really tell that he's complaining, but Sarabi, you will know. Every time you look over at him, he will making stink eye at you that you're making him.
Wait, how long does the levitate spell last?
Like 10 minutes?
Damn
But
it.
he doesn't like being in the air, so he's not gonna sleep because his feet are on the ground. You know?
Yep.
Okay,
Sure. It's like
He's
gonna be
safe.
pointless.
He's safe. I don't care. I just carry him.
Oh god. Okay, if since she's so insistent, if Callie carries them, will they still be moving slower?
No, it will be if Callie.
Alright, then
because
Callie will do it.
Higher strength.
Robbie, you're gonna blow your back
There you
out.
go.
And then do it.
And Sarah just throws the whole dog at you. There you go.
But basically, as you guys get up, the tiger and the ape. That's right. It's not a badger. The tiger and the ape both disappear because they disappear at dawn.
Dawn,
So
yeah.
yep.
Do I actually wake up with the hours? With the others? Or like 4 hours sooner?
Good question. Because you went to the inn this night, you wake up with the others. We've never
Okay.
established that, but that's how that works.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Yeah, you actually sleep. Quasi-sleep, you wake up and you're still in your meditative pose, if that makes but yeah, you sleep for the full 8 with everybody when you go to the inn. Just because it would be very strange if you went to the inn for a shorter period of time than everybody.
He just gets in a deeper trance, that's all.
Yep, you get some nice beauty sleep.
Oh, I had this horrible nightmare of teenage girls and making me swoon over them. I had no control over my actions or words.
Why are you
We
dreaming
should
of
have never have
teenage
told you.
girls? What?
Had a dream with so many ships. So many
Pill,
ships.
Pill, are you alright?
No, I'm not. I'm traumatized.
It was the worst nightmare of my life.
They made me feel.
Yeah,
Rose stands up.
Rose rolls her eyes at that. Like, feelings, huh? That's the worst.
Rose stands
Yeah,
up,
I know, right?
sighs, pats Pill on the shoulder, and begins walking. Rough, buddy.
Did any of the things we fight?
I don't even want to tell you that you were in it.
I don't even want to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It's basically what you just said.
You know?
Yep.
I don't even want to know.
You don't.
And you were there, and you were there, and you were all and all again.
God.
Okay, so yeah, so if there's any other things you wanted to do in the forest before we leave, now would be the time, or else mostly you guys are just going to be walking back. And as stated, if you stay along the Bluebell Path, nothing is going to attack you guys.
Did any of the things we kill leave any remains? Like
Not
head.
really. Most of the stuff was plant creatures. Even the remnants of the tree ant, now that you guys have woken up after 24 hours, they all look like logs or stumps. They look natural and organic again, like they've been here for, a good 20, 30 years. They've got mushrooms growing on them. Like, they look like nurse logs. Like, it's almost impossible for you guys to tell that you had a fight here. Because the growth is so rapidly changed from how it used to look. It's basically just grown over a lot of the wooden remnants of the organisms that. And again, that rot's gone, so there's none of that expanding plague is totally gone. But I would like Sarabi, Pietro, and Vero, while you guys are walking, to make me a nature check on the way back.
Okay, sure.
Even if we are not trained?
Even if Sarabi and Pietro get the advantage because it's their forest, and then Vero because he's a druid.
Okay.
I gotta roll something nice now. I rolled shit with my monsters as a DM. It's a real problem.
With Pietro. It will be a wisdom check?
I think nature is
Nature's
in.
wisdom.
Wait,
wisdom?
why did he go-
Nature's intelligence.
It's intelligence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
intelligence check. Yeah.
Okay. Oh! He has -4!
Oh no!
Oh
Okay, never mind. He does not know Adam from Eve.
no! Bless you.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's actually
Uh,
pretty... That's actually pretty accurate with how he was as a human being, so nice.
It's not in a 20, but it's close.
24. Okay.
Woo!
So, this mostly then is going to be something that Vero notices while you guys are walking back. That shattered effect you had noticed on your way in, where it looks like reality splintered, isn't gone, but it looks much more organic. Like, the forest is still damaged, but the damage has been overgrown, and now there's like, the trees and stuff all look natural, even if you can still tell that this forest was fractured. So the rocks that you say there was a boulder that got cut in half and now is in two separate locations, they've got cracks and moss on the other sides of them now. So it looks like they were split eons ago rather than like and now. So the forest is still recovering from whatever damage what is it? What was his name? Honeydew caused. Yeah. So whatever damage he caused by attempt basically forced the spirit of the forest to work against its will. That damage is still there, and so basically the forest spirit is still recovering. but
So
it is healing.
in an accelerated healing way. I just botched that word. I don't care. Accelerated? Yes, accelerated healing way.
Yeah, so it's clearly recovering much faster now, but it's still damaged. And so it means that this portion of the forest is still not the way it used to be. The paths are all still wonky. And so anyone who's traveling through here again is going to be slightly confused and is going to have to kind of remake the pathways because the forest has fundamentally changed. But it does not appear to be for the worse. The forest seems to be able to have handled the change.
Guys,
Yeah.
we did a good.
Yeah, you did a good. Also, a lot of the spiders, the webbing is still there, but there are less spiders now. It's like they're leaving the forest. But yeah, so the forest itself seems to be recovering. But again, as long as you're on the Bluebell path, you guys see a lot more wildlife is like hanging out around this pathway because again, nothing dangerous is over here. So you guys are like seeing deer and elk and like rabbits and birds and stuff like that. So there's a lot of more wildlife activity in this one pathway than you guys have basically seen your entire trip into the Snakewoods.
Oh,
This is lovely, isn't it?
this is too nice.
It's basically he's created like an artificial the forest spirit has created basically an artificial nature preserve along this one pathway. So all of the animals are like, oh shit, that bear when it was chasing me turned around and left. I'm gonna stay here. This is great.
We got
So,
You
yeah.
see at least a couple of bunnies that are just terrified out of their wits, but are just staying still in the path.
Yep. Basically. Yeah, so.
So
We
the
can turn it into a
spiders.
tourist attraction.
So the spiders are less aggressive now. Nice.
Well, even more than just less aggressive. It's like the bigger, scarier giant spiders and things like that are starting to like go find new homes, and they're like traveling away from the forest. Like they're trying to branch out because they don't like being this close to each other because they don't want to like territories. It causes problems. So some of the younger, less mature spiders are branching out and going out on their own. So the forest is decreasing its spider count. But yeah,
People are gonna be happy.
Yes. Yes, the people are going to be happy. So it takes about 6 hours of walking to get your asses back out of the forest and back into town. But again, it's for the most part a very tranquil, uninterrupted walk. Like it's just like a peaceful ass nature hike.
Does anybody wonder if the bluebells are going to stay after we're gone, or are they just going to go away naturally? She looks behind her as she walks through the forest.
Great question. Make a perception check.
Cool. That was a nat 5, so that's great. 8 altogether.
You still see bluebells, so probably it's staying. You're not super sure, but yeah, you look back over your shoulder. I mean, there are bluebells there, so yeah, probably. At least they haven't disappeared yet.
May I check? Since Rose apparently said that aloud.
Yeah, since Rose was talking, yeah, you can also look back. Go ahead and make a.
And that with my ridiculous perception is a 20, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. When the druid looks, when you look back over your shoulder, the path ahead of you, the bluebells almost make a perfect straight line. Like they're just like a line of bluebells. When you look behind yourself, they're just scattered about. So as you progress forward, the bluebells seem to disperse randomly back into like a proper location instead of this like unnatural straight line. So the forest seems to just be dissolving this pathway as you guys walk along it. This like direct path route. And it's not like the normal route that any of you would normally take. It's not like one of the standard walking paths. You guys get to like a pond that you can't normally get across that's got like a log in the perfect place that you guys are able to just easily hop onto it and cross this creek. And the minute you turn around, the log's gone or it's shifted down farther down the creek anymore, and so you can't use it to get back across. It's like the forest is responding to allow you to travel through the forest faster than you normally could. Like you're going through really gnarled, twisted roots of trees, but there's just enough space that you can basically walk with ease. Despite, Sarabi's normal ranger prowess, it's like the forest is just being like, nah, bro, come on through.
You're cool.
You're cool, yeah. So, and then you look back over your shoulder and the twisted roots are all back and twisted again, and you'd have a hell of a time trying to climb over those. But yeah, so it's been very interesting because a lot of the like pitfalls of travel of wandering off the path are seen basically being yeah.
Cool.
It's actually pretty nice when you don't sense something trying to kill you.
Yeah, I know. There's nice music. There's nothing happening. Birds.
It's exactly how you know the next thing you find is going to try to cut your head off.
Basically. But yeah, so you guys get back to the creek here. Let's hop back to the map really quick, the great big one, so you guys can so I can point to where you are. Gotta zoom in. Okay, so right when you guys get to about here, to this point here,
The river.
farther down the river. Let me draw it. Here, right when you guys get back down there, this is about where the some of those logging camps were, and there is kind of a big buzz around the camps because as you guys are kind of stomping through the forest, and you're getting closer to back, like just to a normal path for you to walk back down to the lake. The loggers are like aware something has changed because a lot of them live in this forest nearly full time while they're logging, and the forest itself is different. Some of them don't understand that don't perceive that they're noticing a difference, and others do. So some people are like, hey man, was that fern always there? And I don't remember the water being this clear, and wow, it's really bright out today, it's just a pretty sky. And so there's people who are noticing visually that the forest has a different vibe, that the forest feels different, or that people feel happier sleeping in the forest, like, wow, I slept really good, stuff like that. So it's just like side chatter as you are walking down.
I'm gonna scream, "You're welcome! The reason, tell your friends!"
But yes, you guys managed to get back down to Esmeralton?
Esmeralton. Yeah, Esmeralton.
Yeah.
Esmeralton is what it looks like.
Esmeralton, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you guys get back down to Esmeralton.
Yeah.
And the city has not dramatically changed, but because again, it's not in the forest, technically it's its own thing, but the forest or the city does not have the same level of doom and gloom. And again, that rumor, quote unquote rumor, of the hags being dead is still of hot discussion. So lots of people are still kind of chit-chatting about did you hear the hags are dead, or so and so said, can you believe what so and so was saying about the hags being dead, or I heard it from the town scryer, so it's got to be true, stuff like that.
So like everybody has a pep to their step, but they're not quite sure why.
Yeah, at least so it's just a different vibe. The town has got a vibe check recently. So it's definitely a different sort of atmosphere than when you first arrived. There. So yeah. So, what do you want to do?
I wanna buy some ropes because my last ropes were cut twice and set on fire.
Curse is reoccurring.
I know. It's Sarah's fault because she used them way too much. But still,
Do you
ropes are
want?
important.
I do think I have rope. Do you want to have mine? I don't use them anyway.
No, that's indecent. Everybody should have their own rope.
What kind of rope did you want? Did you want like a normal hemp rope, or were you looking for like a silk rope?
What's the difference?
Will you stop that?
Oh my god.
I think I leave the silver and gold later. Let's get two normal ropes. 'Cause I know one of them is going to be set on fire again.
Where did you? Okay, hold on.
He used the doll maker.
Okay, as long as there's an answer, there's a specific answer. Oh my god, you either drew that really fast or what the fuck?
No, I don't draw.
He
Okay,
used the
cool.
doll maker.
Because I had legitimately had an absolute moment of terror, like, oh my god, there are people drawing stuff. Okay. Heart attack over. Back to the game.
Yes. Thank you. When Sarabi says that's indecent, first just gotta look in absolute confusion at her.
So generally, silk ropes are more expensive, and they're easier to use for the most part. Although Roll20 apparently lists their details. I thought they have a higher strength check to like break them with a silk rope. They're stronger than the hemp ones, but according to this, they're not. I have to grab my player's handbook. Hold on. I could have sworn they were different stats for the rope. Oops. Look at Beth, looking up the stats for ropes.
For
you know,
ropes.
D&D. Yep. I mean, besides just the comfortability of the rope. So if you just want like a softer rope, you go with the silk one. I don't have no future motive.
It seems to be longer, so you can just tie more.
No, they're both 50 feet of rope.
Oh.
They're the same, just one's more expensive. I literally have no idea because it says in the player's handbook, rope, whether made of hemp or silk, has 2 hit points and can be burst with a DC 17 check. There's no difference. One's just expensive.
One's just softer than the other.
But now you make it really tempting.
If I
guess
read
if
the
you hate your
DM,
player, you make them buy the more.
I would
expensive.
just homebrew a different into it.
The silk rope is lighter.
Oh,
So the silk rope only weighs 5 pounds. The hemp one is 10 pounds.
I thought it was
'Cause it's
depending
like-
on if the GM hates their player or not.
Yeah, no, so it's weight. So I don't actually make you guys calculate weight, but this would be a reason why you would have a hemp rope versus a silk one. Silk one's more expensive, but it weighs half as much. So you can carry twice as much rope for the same like weight slot.
Although we don't really care much about weight.
Yeah.
No, for the most part, I haven't been making you calculate weight. But if you wanted to use that as a reason why you were getting the other rope, you can.
As an excuse, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. it
What's
is-
the price for it?
So normal rope is. I was just looking at this. Normal rope is 1 gold. Silk rope is 10.
Okay, she's gonna go there and get 2 normal ropes, then look around that nobody sees, and grab one of the silk ones.
Okay, so you're buying 3 ropes. So it's
Just-
gonna be 12 gold total, I think.
Yes, this
What
is
do you need so
important.
much rope for?
Don't ask.
Don't ask questions if
Don't
you're the one
ask.
that
She's practicing her knot skills.
Uh-huh.
She wants
Totally
to be a
the only
sailor.
I just imagine
She
her
wants to
being
get naughty, obviously.
I just wasted 10 gold on the joke.
I just imagine Vero being absolute confused. Because I know he's adult enough to know about the birds and the bees, but I don't think he's interested enough to know the other stuff.
The thing is, though, I don't think Sarabi even knows why. Either.
I'll say that.
She has no idea. She's just like, oh.
The
She
best
just
part
has
about it is,
sensations and follow them because
Yeah.
that's what science do.
She has no
the best
conscious
part
idea.
about this picture is the file name.
What did you name the file?
Absolute cancer.
I cannot believe the first thing you did was go on and find a doll maker. Okay. So yeah, so you're buying rope. Does anybody else want to buy anything from town? It's like time. You woke up like at 5 in the morning. You've been traveling for 6 hours. So like noon, 1, yeah, something like that.
It'd be 11, wouldn't it? 6 hours. So it's 11
Yes,
a.m.
11. There you go.
Yeah.
Math, brain time.
Almost noon. Close to noon.
Yeah, so it's close to noon when you guys arrive in town. So you guys have had a full night's sleep. Pietro, since you carried him, I'm assuming at least half the way, is not flagging anymore, so he's got a little sleep. But since he doesn't have like spells to reset and he wasn't really super hurt, he's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you guys can make it to the port city. Athel Katala.
I
It
think
looks like
though-
Katla.
I think, though, that Callie will want to swing by that glen or whatever it was called before they go.
Okay.
Here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So I want to swing back by the, I guess, old home now. And, go see
I was gonna
her
say,
dad and uncle's resting place.
do we also want to
Ladies.
solve the mystery of, like, the demon thing?
Yeah, that's still there. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
the weird demon bird.
Mhm.
I don't know if that would be a good plan, because, like, the last time we tried doing stuff around that, bad stuff started to happen, and, well, we don't exactly have a level 10 cleric around to help us this time.
You do not.
We might come back
And whatever
later.
it was strong enough to, outdo a wizard that was higher level than all of us, so.
Are you talking about the burned house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say we might come back later when we are at least more secure that it won't cost us anything to try to purify this.
So that's the group opinion. What do you want to do, Pill?
I'll just go with the group.
Okay.
No, she wants you to be so
Just in case
stupid
you're like,
and just do
well,
something.
while they're all busy, I'm gonna go poke my head in.
No, why would I? I'm not gonna fucking dive the demon if it's just me.
There's
I'm gonna put somebody else
funny to
in there
know.
first.
memory of a train car and Misty Step.
Okay, but what if the thing can keep up with me?
Fair enough. No, I'm just saying because historically, this would be the point where I'd have to scramble and make a new map.
Congratulations, you guys are all going to hell.
Yep. Don't tempt me. That's actually what the Baulders Gate campaign is about.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Put it in hell. Yeah.
I think Pill gained responsibility points right now.
Yeah, for sure. Oh wait, if no one's sticking around, I might actually die.
Mm-hmm. For like self-preservation points.
Yeah, it's more like
Probably.
that. It's more like, damn, I
Probably.
can't fuck shit up for the whole group.
If everyone was right there, he'd do it, but no.
Okay, fabulous. So, you guys
It's
buy the
not
rope.
worth it if I'm the only one who's suffering.
Yep.
So you guys buy rope in town. You make it back to the former campsite, which is empty. The soil that was the garden was tilled and folded back under, but there's no plants in it. They were all pulled. There's no horses. The cows were sold back in town. When you arrive, just 4 empty houses.
So what?
Hmm?
It's about 2 p.m. when you guys get back. Or no, it'd be like 1 p.m. So what did you want to do now that you're at the former what's up?
Did you say something poisoned?
It will question why do I have a staff in my inventory?
I don't know. Oh, you could have ended up with a staff because it's the starting equipment for
Druids.
So you may just get rid of it because you don't need it.
I have a lot of the hunting
There's a lot of
trap.
spam
Why
shit
you
in
have
my
a-
inventory. I gotta
Do you
get
have a
rid of soon.
spellcasting focus, by the way? Ruru has this spear / oak staff.
Yeah, that is true. You will need a spellcasting, or you can use spell component.
Can I just like tie piece of sacred wood to my bow or something?
I don't know. Hold on, I have to look.
Well, because I just delete the stuff, so I'm imagining like when you are in a video game and just get rid of things on your inventory and they appear next to your character and fall to the ground.
What happened? Yeah.
I was just about to say you were afraid that you accidentally deleted an item that was important to the fulfillment of your quest as druid.
Nah, it was just a stick. It was just a normal stick.
It was a very important stick.
I also delete the hunt trap because what do I need?
NPC number 5, 3 villages. Oh, I needed that certain stick.
So
I'm gonna leave this here for the next adventurer that wants to fight the round.
So yeah, so your spellcasting focus as a druid can be a sprig of a plant. So if you wanted to say attach a sprig of holly to your bow, that would count as your focus.
Good. That I'm gonna make grow that plant on the ground and just stick it because I can do that because I got 3 craft.
Is it
Yes,
gonna be
you
like
can.
an ugly mushroom or a pretty flower?
It says specifically a sprig of mistletoe or holly, but it's totally up to you what kind of plant you want it to be.
Mr.
it could
Toe
just be-
because it's poisonous.
It's a
Hey!
Yeah.
What's your plant? Hold on, I want to know.
Mistletoe.
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 Because it's
Okay.
poisonous.
Yes. Okay. So you have attached a sprig of mistletoe to your bow as your focus. So just make sure you write in your bow is now your focus. So if you don't have your bow on you, you don't have your arcane focus or your druidic focus. It's
What
only
difference does that make having?
So the only issue with that is that if a spell says it requires material components, it's got the little M. It means you can't cast it without your focus. But if it's just verbal or somatic, the V and the S, you're totally fine. You can still.
I'm gonna check my spell.
Unlike Pill, who cannot cast anything that is higher than a cantrip if he doesn't have a spell book.
Yeah.
Then he is shit out of luck.
Good thing I have one.
So what do you do? Like, do you tie the book to your chest like a?
No, it just floats around. I don't know.
some magic bullshit, you know.
Yeah, some magic bullshit. Some wizard shit, you know?
I
So
programmed it.
Have you seen the Harry Potter movies, or do you just know about strings?
Phil needs a book holster on his hip or
Yeah.
something.
I truly, deeply love the fact that the reason why Pill is able to pull so many fourth wall stuff is because of the inn. It is great.
I knew that unicorn mocha frappuccino wasn't normal.
You spent clearly too much time in the library of the inn.
Clearly.
7-Eleven was an insult.
God.
Oh god, let's go before the wizard fries my last brain cells.
What are we supposed
Too
to do
late.
I
I
think
thought-
Callie just wanted to go see the gravesite of Dad and Uncle's where they left. Because we're not coming back here for a while.
All right.
I'm sorry. I completely.
Sounds like a redneck thing when you say it like that. My dad, uncle.
My dad and Uncle. I said it really quick. Sorry. Yeah.
My dunkles.
Dunkles.
It's talking to my sister mother.
I'm sorry, so.
You don't have to say sorry. I was just doing that because I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you.
I cannot make a prettier plant grow. No, wait. We already filled that with plant.
You can fill up with more plants.
Yep.
Just never ending.
And you can spell correctly now in Druidic, so
Yeah.
if you do want to spell things that are curse words, you definitely can now. You can make the plant say the right thing.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go breaching in the walls of the burning down building. I'm gonna breathe. Keep out! Danger!
Don't
Okay.
touch.
Like the symbol of the toxic of the you find in the toxic waste.
Will just rubs his temples, but he won't bother to correct us.
Does Vero still go all like Captain America and just censor the language with positive words?
No, that's fine. That's just a warning for no reason. That's fine.
To keep people off her old home. That's what it is.
Shut the flower up.
But yeah, we don't have to do anything. She just wanted to go spend a little bit of time up there and then we can leave. So,
Okay.
yeah.
The meadow you had been to before that had they're marked but they're unnamed headstones. Seems because it's still technically part of the Snakewoods. Is again, it's got that same tonal shift to the environment. It doesn't have that same level of doom and gloom. Despite you guys heading headfirst into winter now, because it's starting to shift from fall to winter. It's like the first snow kind of atmosphere. It's that pretty calm accomplishment that though this is a sad moment, it's the beginning of a new one. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's about 2:00. You guys leave probably closer to around 3 because you guys are dicking around for a little while, and I know you all.
We're still the Disaster Brigade, despite having a respectable name now.
Despite having a better name.
Mhm.
You guys then will spend another hour, 2 hours or so getting to Griminor, or is it Criminor with a C?
I think it's a C.
Criminor. Okay, so you guys spend another 2 hours getting to Criminor, so it's about 5:00 when you get there. The last train from Criminor that leaves to Arthur, the A1
Athkatla.
Athkatla leaves to Athkatla is about 6:00. So you've got about an hour to kill if you want to just hop on a train to get to Athkatla, and then the trip from Athkatla to Baulders Gate is going to take about 20 hours. So you'll have to get a sleeper car for it to be able to do that. They do have one that's leaving from Athkatla. Your Crimnor train, so you can just switch trains and head north. But you would have to make sure that you catch that 6:00 one in order to do that.
I mean, I don't see any reason to dick around in town.
No, but, Callie's gonna want to when we get to the coast town. So we can't hop trains if the trains are that close together.
Yeah, it's like a 20-minute gap.
Yeah, that's not enough time.
So yes, that's up to you guys.
She's not gonna want to. She wants to check one thing, and it's gonna take more than 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys need to get an inn then for tonight. Either in Athkatla or in Criminor. So it's your choice.
I think we should just do it in Athkatla, just because it's a coastal town, and also, at least according to the map, it looks like one of the it's also a rail town, so it probably has some pretty good inns.
Yeah, it is a major stop on the rail line.
All the more reason to just stop by there. We could probably pick up like actual dinner and an inn, and I could. In canon, it's going to be Rose selling her shitty romance novels and buying new ones, but
we can take a bath.
but in actuality, I just don't change anything. I'm just pretending like I get 5 new equally shitty romance novels.
Fantastic. You buy 5 more dime store novels.
She's gonna have a horde.
Okay,
No.
so we take the train from Krim to whatever the fuck, and then we get an inn at that place.
Bless you.
Okay. Yeah. So, yes, you guys have about an hour to kill in Krimnor before the last train to Afflicata. And then once you get to Afflicata, you guys have to find an inn.
Avocado.
Avocado, yeah. So once you guys leave crime to go to Avocado,
That's what we call it now.
that trip is 5 gold per person from Krimnor to Afflicata. And
We
then
could probably just pay for that from the bag of holding.
Yeah, so it's
Can we get Arienti to sing for an hour and see if he can get?
you want Arienti to perform for an hour? What?
I want to perform.
And also, can we get Pietro to dance? Poppy's always draw more crowds.
You need to make a persuasion check against Pietro to see if you can convince him to do that. But Arienti, let's do the persuasion check first to see if you can talk him into it, and then we'll have Arienti make her performance check.
Can I try to persuade Arienti so she will make the perception check? Because I have -1 in persuasion. And if it's Pietro, I may get it with disadvantage.
You may get it with disadvantage because it is your brother. Arienti, here, how about this, Arienti? If actually have that conversation. Poison, attempt to sway Arienti to convince Pietro to dance with her.
So, Kills, you like puppies and you like dancing. What about puppies dancing? Hey?
Oh, yes, very much.
Okay.
Go back 2 seconds. Alright, Arienti, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
What you're getting at?
What about you sing and play music and we get Pietro to dance?
That sounds like a great idea.
I know, right?
You want to dance too?
No, nobody wants to see me dance.
No, you should totally dance too. Come on, please dance.
Nobody wants to see me dance.
Dance.
Fabulous.
Can I persuade Sarabi to dance?
Arienti, make a persuasion check.
How the tables have turned.
I love this.
You're gonna dance.
Okay, it would be a wisdom save. Trying to convince yourself this is a bad idea.
Wisdom, okay.
Sounds like a great idea.
Okay, but I'm gonna use the wolf mask. Yes.
Okay, so you use the wolf mask. Arienti, I'm gonna say with that good of a roll, you just look at Pietro and make the puppy eyes, and he just kind of grumbles and gets up. Like, he's like, shit, I'm screwed.
You just successfully performed the puppy eyes on a dog, Ariel.
Yeah, she out puppy-eyed the dog. Go ahead and make me. First, I need Poison to make a performance check.
Can I make it like a poema so I don't use athletic?
Nope. No. Performance.
Acrobatic.
You are dancing. It's
Okay, it's gonna be tango then.
You're tangoing with the dog.
Yes.
Oh no! Okay. Go ahead and make a performance check, Arienti.
I mean, we can turn it into a comedy, maybe.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. It's late at night. There are not a lot of people out and about in town right now. You guys don't you're not drawing a really big crowd. Go ahead and roll me 2d4 RENT. Shit.
Ooh, nice.
You guys weren't doing really well, but one dude accidentally threw 3 gold into the thing, and he didn't mean to throw that much, but now that it's in your hat, he can't like go in and get it out, and he kind of grumbles about it and wanders off. So you get 3 gold from the night.
3 gold?
Yay!
Yeah, you managed to make 3 gold. There just really wasn't a lot of just activity at the town at this point, and you guys did not manage to draw up a crowd. So people were not sticking around to listen.
All right.
And
So
if there was any activity, you can be sure that dance just send people
I
running.
got scared.
okay. Someone add that 3 gold to the group.
I will. Because they got scared because Sarabi's dancing looks like she's trying to start a fight.
She's probably like
Ever
throwing
seen
punches at
Capoeira?
people.
It's very like primal and stomping and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And Ariente's music just was not. They
Graceful
clashed.
and-
They're afraid if they get too close, Sarabi will like bite them. There you go.
So during your hour, you guys buy the tickets, and then you make it to Afflicata. Again, it's like a 30-minute train ride. It really is not that long for you to just hop on the train and ride over. So
It's just been a longer walk. Yeah.
but yeah, so you guys managed to get to Afflicata, and you guys have to find an inn. But again, you are on a port town, so it's much livelier, even though it's like 6 at night and it's winter. It's chilly out, but even despite the cold of the breeze coming off the Sword Coast, you still have people active and moving and hustle and bustle and things like that.
No, to find an inn.
Yep.
And one that is affiliated with one of our guilds, so we can get a discount.
Can we glean
Best
what
bet would
kind
be
of...
Vero's guild.
Yeah, the Winter's Eye is more prominent on this coast. So
I'll make the perception check.
okay, yeah, perception check.
We have so much gold in our bag of holding. What the hell? Thought we had less.
Yeah, but we need more because
23.
a rope of entanglement is like 21,000. So
Yeah.
we need more.
Come on, your
23.
money.
23. Wow, nice. You've been rolling good today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you managed to find an inn that supports the Winter's Eye. If you guys are getting 1 room, it's gonna be like 15 gold. If you're getting 2 rooms, they'll discount it and it'll only be 25.
Does the 1 room have enough for all of us? Or, like, bed-wise?
Yes, it will be more like
When we first
community
met?
style. Yeah, so it's very much a community style bunking, but they're like ship hammocks.
I would pay the 10 gold myself for 2 rooms.
But yeah, so
Okay,
it's like
we
a
can
ship.
pull it out of our money.
Okay. You guys get beds if you do that. If you go with the 25, they give you dinner for the night. They're not going to give you breakfast, but they will feed you at night. But yeah, so if you've done the communal room, they're like shipsman hammocks, so it's like 3 hammocks per bunk kind of thing. And they would have squished you all into 1 room.
Okay.
But yeah,
Right, I
so
subtracted the 10 gold from our bag of holding. Okay.
okay.
Before we go to bed, though, because I just remembered something, I would have forgotten it. Callie's gonna, whether they like it or not, force them all into 1 room, so she can talk to them privately. And we don't have to go through the whole RP of this, but she's actually gonna tell them about the letter that she got, because she feels that they should know about the potential risk of that guy.
Showing up and trying to beef
Yes.
you all, yeah.
Yes. You know, like, I should tell you guys all of this. Because if you're gonna be with me, you know, that means you're putting yourselves at risk. But yeah, and she'll tell them most of the information in it.
What does that mean?
That means she doesn't really tell, obviously not the first part of the letter where he was just talking to her directly, but all the important information about her, what her mom was, about the dude, and yeah.
Okay.
And kind of like, this explains the weird shit that's been happening with me. Yay.
Also,
Yeah.
by the way, I'm not human, so...
Yeah. FYI. But yeah,
okay,
so
cool.
everyone at least knows about it.
Does anybody have anything they want to ask specifically to Callie? But if you guys don't want to discuss this, that's fine.
Well, you know,
Does
you were
that mean
always
your
like
eyes glow in the dark?
Oh god, everyone talks
Does
at
that
once.
mean you're?
I want to see.
Does that mean you're a zombie like
Oriente gets
Oriente?
really close and cups her hands over her eyes and puts her face right under it and looks.
Do you do that, like, legit? Do you sit still, Callie, long enough for her to
Sure.
do that?
She'd still humor her. It's like, whatever, kid.
So you cup your hands over her eyes. Besides this being incredibly, deeply awkward for
Yeah.
Callie, they don't glow in the dark, but they do that shimmer thing that, like, cat's eyes do. Your eyes do this too. It's how your night vision works. So her eyes have those reflective lenses that allow her to basically perceive more light the same way yours do. You have never checked her eyes prior to this, so you don't know the comparison, but she clearly does possess dark vision. It is an organic dark vision.
And the pupils are gone when you do that.
Yep.
If they disappear.
You're half angel and half zombie. What next? Vandra's Rose.
Pulls her head back and she's like, where the fuck did you get zombie from? In that whole conversation. Where?
You're mixing a few of things up there, Pill.
Me and Oriente are the same
the
fucking
zombies are
person.
You're both zombies?
No.
Why didn't you tell me?
I'm getting uncomfortable with the
I
rate of dead.
I can't believe you were undead this whole time.
I just
How could
want
you
to
keep
say,
this from me?
Callie,
I am betrayed.
Callie, if
Yes.
you have any questions, any concerns, you can always come to me.
I know.
What are you, a zombie expert?
Completely ignoring Pill, she continues to look at Vera and goes, I know, you've helped me a lot so far.
You know, it makes sense. You are always like a superhero. It makes sense that you will have a supervillain. Now, try to. Thank you very much.
Like, does it? Yeah.
We some kind of suicide squad.
It's not like
Are we
were-
Are we on
not
time
like-
to change the name of our group to that?
No.
No. We're not gonna be
Guys,
a Suicide Squad. Like, what?
It's not like we didn't piss off
That's
very strong
copyrighted, so we
entity
really can't.
anyway. We have already a dragon after us. This doesn't make
Well,
any
if
difference.
the dragon even knows we're back alive, he might not have any idea.
Don't think it does.
And he probably doesn't give a shit. Truthfully.
From the way that the gods talked about how damn it, what's her name? I'm looking her
Char.
up. Yeah.
It started with K, so I propose to call him.
Since Char's
K.
on this plane, we probably are okay for now, so long as we stay away from, well, anything that he's currently doing, which he might be right in the middle of that demilitarized zone, for all we know.
I mean, I don't think he'd really care about us besides being annoyed that we're back up, because, you know, he's just angry that we ruined his plans earlier, but I don't think we're on the top of his list of priorities.
Probably
Yeah,
Yeah,
not.
probably,
so.
but I mean, it's a dragon, and we hurt his pride. That
Yeah,
oh,
so if we run across him, he'll probably just try to kill us again because he's like fucking pests, but you know. I don't think
just
he's gonna be
mean-
actively looking for us.
That's true. I just mean it's splitting up at this point wouldn't make any sense, regardless.
I was like, oh, what? She's like, I wasn't saying that we have to split up. I just wanted to let you guys know because how fucking rude would it be if I didn't tell you and then he just shows up one day and you guys are like, what the fuck?
I am violated it. You have never told me you were a zombie this whole time.
Hell, I'm gonna punch you in the mouth.
With your
yeah,
zombie
we
fists.
didn't know.
Yes.
You
My
can
angelic
ask her.
zombie fist.
And besides, you can just ask a person if they are a zombie. That's totally rude.
Yeah,
very rude.
It's not like it's a cop. It's not entrapment if they don't tell you.
Yeah.
Kali, I appreciate your honesty towards us.
I'm
Yeah.
just glad you
Yeah.
finally came out of the closet. That's all I.
Just makes a weird face. It's wrong direction.
Sorry, that got me.
That was good.
It's not like I knew about this. I only learned about this a couple days ago. Okay.
Yeah,
she-
Rose looks like she might say something and then just shuts up about it. She still needs to process some things, and I swear that she'll talk to everybody about it once we get to Baulders Gate. But that's because in character she's still processing.
I just wanted to scream perception check, but okay.
She's not going to hide it forever. It's just right now, the information that she just learned from the inn is too new to really just talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
And then Callie will bring up that her mom is apparently up north somewhere where it's snowy, but she seems to be either protected or kept in some sort of place by someone who follows Bahamut, so she's like, according to Sane.
But
So-
that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, she's like, yeah, she says, I'm not too worried, I guess, right now, but at one point I will want to go up there, but we don't have to do that anytime soon.
Well, Kali, have you considered just talking to Bahamut, seeing if maybe he can connect you to your mom, at least briefly?
She makes a face and goes, well, when one of his devout followers tried to scry on her, he smacked her in the face and gave her a headache, so I don't think he's gonna be very,
Well, it's the followers are not the gods themselves. That just because they have the same, just because they follow a god doesn't mean they have the same opinions as God. And well,
Well,
if
no, when Sane scried on my mother, Bahamut smacked her in the face and knocked her over and gave her a headache because he didn't want her looking. I don't think he will let me or answer any questions that I have if he didn't.
Yeah,
let
he
her.
pretty much hit her with the roll up paper. No.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, you.
Like, I don't think he'll tell me anything.
you never know unless you ask him.
Just makes an uncomfortable face.
I'm not. She holds her hands up in surrender. I'm not saying it needs to be tonight. I'm not saying it needs to be ever. Just keep it in mind. When we end up going north again, if you want to go look for her, you might just want to have to talk to Bahamut first.
Yeah.
Now, I can't guarantee that he'll answer either, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah. I don't know, we'll see. Think about it. Just rubs her face. Like she doesn't want to deal with this right now. But
Gods are too complicated.
How about
They can't
we get a
tell
night's
time, but they
rest?
can tell us everything else.
How about we get a night's rest? Today was long. We had a train
We
ride
just
beyond us.
rested for a long ass time, though.
Pill wants to stay up. Okay, well, Vero, you can go back to your room. You don't have to be in here with us. Pill, I don't know. Do what the fuck you want. I don't care.
I want to do two things.
I'm
before
writing a
bed.
children's storybook. You want to see it?
Not really.
All my friends are zombies.
It's
Zombies
like
are
one of-
me.
You're just jealous because you're not a zombie.
It's like the kid's book is like, what, all my friends are dead?
Yeah, look.
Yeah, end game.
But isn't he like the zombie whisperer?
Wait a minute, Pill, aren't you supposed to be, like, doing, like, some necromancer or whatever? Aren't you supposed to be able to tell when someone's a zombie? Doesn't that say something about you, if you can't fucking tell when someone's a zombie?
Well, it's really hard when someone's kept that secret for a long time, huh, Kali?
Kali again.
No.
I can't believe you wouldn't tell me. I am so
Well,
betrayed.
Kali didn't keep any secrets from
My
us.
goodness.
At least not intentionally.
Burrow's leaving.
Good night,
Rose just
Hero.
goes with because most likely the inn it doesn't have like gigantic rooms for our huge group.
You're a zombie, you're a zombie, you're a zombie, I'm a zombie. Are there any more zombies I should know about?
Yeah, there's one, but I'm not gonna tell you about it now.
Are there any
future.
brews, potions that I can look up in the meantime?
Probably not. I mean, you'd have to leave the inn and have to go see if you could find a library.
Okay, that's fine. Then he's probably gonna write in his journal or something.
Okay. So you guys kind of settle down for the night. There is much teasing and or distracting and or things of that nature.
At one point, Callie just like manhandles Pill out of the room. And
Am I
shuts the door.
muted?
Just
No, we can
tosses
hear
him
you.
out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what are you into what to do?
Two things. Since I have a new spell, Mending, I know it's not gonna do anything, but she's gonna try anyway to use it on her ring.
Okay.
See what
you're
happens.
You're trying to mend the ring. The enchantment that's on the ring still isn't restored, but the runes on the inside are, if that makes sense. So like it doesn't have its magic, it's not been imbued with power, but the runes on the inside of it that gave it its spell has been returned. They are, what languages do you speak again?
Dwarvish, Gnomish, Common.
Okay, you don't recognize the language. You've seen Elven before, and these look kind of like Elven, but they're right. They're not quite right, but they are in some kind of Elvish-like language.
Ah, I know an elf. Hero! Hero!
He just went to bed. He literally just.
Well, I wanted to do this earlier.
That's fine.
Okay.
Before he went to bed, she probably would have done it like on her walk in the forest.
Okay.
Just didn't have a chance to say anything.
I mean, she can still catch him with his journal open and him trying to write.
Well, she's just gonna burst in his room. Pharaoh!
I was like Kool-Aid Man style too, just through the wall.
Hi.
How about she just Alugris is in there and just go boom, and she just pops in there and be like, "Hey, Pharaoh!" Oh, I'm so glad you're still awake.
Do you know he's writing in his journal with this really pretty calligraphy image. There's this stroke. Oh, hi.
Hi. I speak the writing on my ring. It looks kind of like Elvish. Can you read it?
What languages do you speak?
I know there's some kind of Elvish language that I apparently do not speak, but give me a second. Yeah, probably. I need to write my languages.
I know you speak Elvish. You speak like 5. I mean, like
Celestial, Common, Druidic, Dwarvish, Elvish.
Okay, yeah, you still don't. The characters are Elvish. The words and what they're saying is not in Elvish. I mean, like the penmanship and how the characters are. Yeah.
Make a history check if I have seen it before.
Yeah, you can make a history check.
Probably gonna fail that one though.
You don't know that.
Oh, that's actually not that bad. And my history was come on, 5, 18.
Yeah, it's Sylvan.
Um,
The language. You know what? You remember that this is like you never learned it, but this is the language of the Fae.
it's Sylvan. I personally can't read it, but
Wait, does Sarabi know Sylvan?
I think she does. Yeah.
Would you know Sylvan?
What?
maybe the hag was speaking it and Sarabi was able to identify.
Yeah, okay,
I
yeah.
don't know. Now, I don't know if Sarabi said that she knew Sylvan, but she did use her Sylvan language at some point.
If only there was a guy who had comprehend languages.
I know you have comprehend languages. I just want to ask everyone else first.
It is like the last resort.
Yeah. I had comprehend languages, but I just switched it out. I have tongues, but tongues does not help me. I have the spell tongues. Can Vero read it out loud, and then I can understand
Well,
it?
You can't read it.
One sec, guys.
No, he couldn't make it audible because he couldn't get he doesn't know how the words are supposed to be said in Sylvan.
Okay. Sarabi!
Pronunciation. He tries to say and she's gone already.
Yep.
Sarabi's in the bed making a weather globe with the powers because I have magic. Look at me.
There's literally no way.
Magic. Okay.
She's like making, feeling the air that rolls with the little bubbles of weather prediction things.
You're making little weather icons.
Yes.
Glowing lamp. Weather.
Because yes, reading can do that.
Yep. Okay. So you, Arianti, you burst back into the room after teleporting out.
we're just used to it by now.
Because I know she was like, I knew that she could understand the hag that we were first fighting with that dragon thing. So I'd be like, Hero said this is Sylvan, read it! And you're like,
Jesus, kid, where did you come from?
the door!
This time, the door.
Damn it.
For once.
Okay. Sarabi, the ring is stuck up in your face, basically, and you have to take it so you can read the inscription on the inside. It's a spell. You know enough that this is some kind of spell, but you're not sure what spell this is. It is Sylvan for sure, and you know that the language is it's some kind of rune spell, but you would have to make an Arcana check to be able to identify it.
Darn.
If only.
Darn, if only we had someone who could comprehend languages and was good in Arcana, man.
No, she's a child. She's going to do everyone else first.
She's gonna go fucking like a wizard's tower across the world before.
Sarabi looks at the ring very seriously and say, well, kid, in my academic opinion, this seems like some kind of magic bullshit.
When she says, in my academic opinion, you hear Callie across the room snort in laughter. Academic opinion.
I will say like some kind of spell mumble jumble, yes, definitely. And I can I read it in Sylvan? Like say the words. It sounds like
Yeah, sure. You can repeat aloud what the words are saying, but it's some kind of spell. You just don't know what the spell is doing.
yeah. This is I have like this strong my research tell me that this will go do some kind of spell.
Oh wait, hold on. I need to cast tongues on myself. Cast tongues on myself. Now say the word.
But it doesn't have magic, like.
But I still can understand the word. She's going to do this in a very roundabout way.
Anything for good pill.
Everything just do not go to Phil. That's the point.
Yep. Every physically thing she can do to avoid having to ask Phil.
Honestly, it sounds like my experience with doing anything related to Hebrew ever. So,
Okay, so after she says the word, after I cast tongues, do I understand what the word means?
Well, you'd have to make an Arcana check.
Ugh.
Yeah, now you understand Sylvan, but you still don't know what the spell does. You have to make an Arcana check to understand the spell.
I'm gonna try to do an arcana check first.
It's the magic bullshit, yeah.
Are you gonna inspire yourself to?
Can I inspire myself?
Yeah.
I inspire myself.
I'm gonna go like, you have to do this. You have to do this. You know what's alternative. You have to do this.
You basically sound like you basically hum like a fight song in
It's
your head.
Robbie warning her.
Okay, so here's my base, 14, and then my inspire myself. I don't know if it's a D6 or D8.
It's a D8.
It's a D8 now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I do 1D8. Oh, I just hit this button. 16.
16. Okay. You are able to piece together that it's actually 2 spells. This is 2 spells woven together in this ring. One of them sounds like one you've heard Rose use a lot. The other one, you're really not sure. You were familiar enough with the kind of spell that it is that you're like, huh, I think I've heard Rose say similar words in Halfling as like a compare or in common when she casts. So you kind of know what one of the spells, or at least you've heard that one spell before, but the other one you haven't really heard before. At least not that often.
Orienti's like, good enough for now.
I'm deciding. Do I want to ask Phil? Then I'll have to owe him something.
I mean, you
Fine.
will always.
Okay, so for the record, Vera, you've now finished writing in your journal, despite the fact that you have this big like ink mark, like a jag, where your hand jerked from the first time she appeared. You finished writing in your journal. You are getting ready to meditate. Hill is off doing something dumb where he's feeding Princess, who's eating stuff, and then it's like falling out between her ribs because she doesn't need to eat. And so he's just laying on his bed feeding her stuff, and it like falls back onto his belly, and he picks it up and feeds it to her again. And
He's
so
just like throwing shit at her now.
Yeah, you guys are just doing dipshit. So, and then literally, Pill is. And I swear to God, it is like Pill is counting in his head how long it takes her to actually come to him. He can answer the question, and he's like, "Oh, I'll wait."
He's like smugly chuckling too.
So Vera, you're about ready for bed, and bam, the door pops open again.
Oh yeah!
I knew you will come.
You must be truly desperate to come to me for help.
Very disrupts his temper. It's an absolute exhaustion.
Pill. What is? Check this out for me, please. Please.
Pill, alright, Pill takes it. He can't comprehend languages.
Okay, make me an Arcana check. Again,
Yep.
once you cast Comprehend, you know that it's Sylvan.
Yep. Just looking at my Arcana bonus, it's a +6. Doesn't matter because I rolled a fucking nat 20 anyway.
I swear to God, I need to mail you different dice. Okay, so you were able to immediately recognize that it's 2 spells layered on top of each other. One of them is Sending, and the other one is Locate Object. The way the Locate Object spell is incorporated in the ring is that it doesn't matter the distance as long as you have another ring. So if you have a matching ring, you can locate this ring's location. But since it had been damaged, it's no longer connected to the other rings. Same with Sending. So the Sending spell allowed people who wore the rings to communicate with each other. It also allowed for them to locate other members who held the ring. But this one was broken, and so no longer is part of that network of rings.
We should totally steal that idea.
I must say, we need some of those.
I know, right?
Yeah, the enchantment on this ring is like some like archmage level shit. Like this was like must have been really expensive for them to have made, especially 100 years ago. So like this was like some serious effort went into making these rings. And Orienti, you had no idea these had spells in them. They just gave you this ring because you were part of the group. Little did you know it was so they could keep eye on you.
They were tracking me.
Yeah, because you're 8.
those snitches!
It was like giving you a walkie-talkie so they could find you again.
Or like a baby
Especially-
cell phone.
Especially since, hey, guess what? You freaking teleport!
On
Why
the good
didn't I
side,
get
that means
teleport when I first joined them? I got that cape some other time that I don't remember how.
Yeah, you got the ring fairly early on, and you remember getting the ring. They never told that it had spells. It always had the writing on the inside. You didn't read Selvin. You didn't know what the hell it said. But
It was just pretty.
yeah,
it
Kai
was
gave
pretty,
it to
and
you.
it made me feel purposeful.
Yeah, and Kai gave it to you and said you had to keep it on you at all time. And now you know why.
Dang!
on
They
the
didn't
good side,
trust
that
me.
means if you get to fix the ring, you can call the sender.
According to
Yeah.
my galaxy brain.
What did you say, Poison?
If you fix it all the way, it should reactivate the ability to communicate with the other rings.
Yeah. But I have to
What's up,
either
guys?
get the
Who have you
spells
been the last
restore
100 years?
or find someone else who has the spell
What's up, guys?
restore.
I kidnapped your kid. Come and get me.
Here's the kidnap ransom.
Here's the
I
question.
want $100 million.
Wouldn't it fix the ring since it's kind of restored, right? To
So-
put the sanding in there and to put a locate object in there so that the runes get the power up.
So potentially that might work for maybe a charge. You would have to make some more arcana checks to be able to do something like that, but it would not permanently reactivate the ring. So it's like
Needs to
a
be enchanted
walkie-talkie
again.
that's it needs to be re-enchanted. It's like a walkie-talkie that's on the wrong channel. So if you could figure out a way to change its channel and then power, you could communicate with the other person who has the rings, but without being retune the ring to be in the same network as the other ones, you hit or miss on whether you could like ham radio them or not.
Especially since, as far as we can tell, most of the original members might not be alive anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, according to my galaxy
Some are,
brain.
but not
My
all.
guess is Kai, I think that's what his name was, probably the one with the other ring.
See, you know that basically everybody had one. It wasn't just you that had the ring. You have no idea if the others had the spell on them or not. But yeah, you know basically everybody. Kai made them, and he told you that he had them made for his team, and so he had a bunch made, and then he gave them out to the other members of the crew. So they already had their rings, and then when you joined, he had an extra and he gave it to you. At least that's how what he said had happened, was that he carries extras for when he gets new people who are part of their, at the time it was just part of their party.
I see.
Yeah. Okay, so you now know what the ring did.
Know what
According
it
to
does,
my
and I can't use it. And it's so frustrating.
You now have a repaired walkie-talkie and have no idea how to use it.
All right. The other thing I wanted to do today was try to just feel the force and try to do the thing of
Okay,
trying to do it.
You're gonna try
is she doing it like in front of Pill? He's like, are you trying to be a Jedi?
Well, I wanted to originally have her see if she can focus on it while she was walking in the forest, but I think she probably needs to sit down and focus to do it.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of needing to attune. So it's like trying to attune to something. So you have to sit there for like an hour and focus.
She's
Okay,
just sitting
thanks,
there
guys.
pat-
I gotta go back to my room and focus now.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, thanks, guys. She said, avoiding Pill. Avoiding to say thanks, Pill.
I
I
said
would-
thank you.
I would absolutely love the idea if she says, thanks, Vero, and then leaves. Despite the fact that Phil is the one who helped
Oh
her.
god. Oh god.
It's just the supreme level of a petty.
Nah, I think Arianti would have been like, thanks, Pill, you're the best! And then left.
You run away before you can say anything.
She's
I gotta
she's
go
a
bye.
lumpy, isn't she?
Okay, you need to make a wisdom check. Just straight wisdom.
Do, do. Where is my character sheet?
I can see Vero a few minutes later just opening his eyes again. Should we have left her alone with the ring?
Wisdom's one of your base stats, so it's
Oh.
one of the big numbers, so you should just be able to click on it.
20.
20. Okay. Why does it say 1 + 1?
Oh.
I don't know.
I just hit the word wisdom.
Yeah, no. Why did it say 1 + 1? Whatever, doesn't matter. So you focus on
Oh, I
what?
think I know
Tell me
why.
what you're focusing on. Like, what are you trying to accomplish?
I'm trying to sense the other dimension and see if I can slip into it or like
Okay,
see it.
which one?
Um,
What plane are
know
you
the
like
difference?
aiming for?
do I know the difference between planes? Do I know there's more than one?
Good. No, you don't. Never mind.
Correction!
Actually, she should know about the
Correction.
ethereal plane.
Yeah, she should know there's.
I know about the
yeah.
ethereal plane, so that's probably the one I'm be focusing
That's
on.
the one you're focusing on.
And-
Okay.
She and Vero did some research, and we rolled fairly well on those.
Right. So I guess you do have some basic knowledge that there are other planes. So you're
Okay.
focusing on the ethereal plane.
What other planes are there again?
Oh God,
Way
there's
too
the
fucking many.
Shadowfell and the Astral Sea and the plane of the on the other side of the Divine Gate.
Celestial
And
plane.
then there's
Every single elemental plane,
Yeah,
the plane of
there's-
magic.
Then there's the
well,
order
the ethereal
realm.
plane is the plane of magic.
I
The
love
order
how
realm, the
the
chaos
very
realm.
So
I love
I'm
how
probably
the
gonna
rest
do the one that sounded the
Feywild.
coolest to me,
Yeah.
and I need to know the difference, so I'm gonna Google it real quick.
There's
So
a,
which one?
Straw technically
coolest
has its
one.
own realm.
Ethereal plane is probably the coolest one, right? Because it's magic. Magic school.
Yeah, the ethereal plane is the realm of magic. So it's where
That sounds
magic
cool
comes
to a kid. I'll probably focus on that one.
Okay. So you're focusing on the ethereal plane and you're trying to step into the ethereal plane is basically what you're trying to accomplish.
Yes.
So you're closing your eyes and you're really focusing on magic, on being in magic, on being the magic in the magic plane. So like you're trying to like figure out how to phrase it in your brain to make it work.
Feel the magic. Feel the magic.
And you keep peeking your eyes open, like, did it work? Am I there? And it didn't work. You squint your eyes tighter again, and you peek again. Did it work? Am I there? After about an hour of this, which is like a huge amount of time for you to be focused on one thing, you just give up. You're like, this isn't gonna work. This is ridiculous. And you flop back onto your bed, like you're laying down on your bed, and you sigh, and you open your eyes. And you're staring at that gray room that you are when you visit Glenvor.
Oh. I guess I sit up and I look around and be like, what do I
so
see?
You sit up, you look around, it's that empty. It's the Glenvor. It's just the big gray like meeting hall that he normally sits in the. He doesn't normally sit on the other end of the table from you. He normally sits at like the your right hand basically. So you sit at like the head of the table, he sits at your right hand, and you guys chat in this basically like monochrome dining hall. It's very gothic cathedral style architecture, and it's empty. There's no one in here but you, the candle, but even the candles are like gray scale. The light is white, but there's not like that orangey overlap. Everything here is monochrome except you and Clemvor normally when he's here.
How big is the room?
Oh,
I want to explore because I'm.
okay. So you get up.
I get up and I.
Okay. So you get up. It's it's a fairly big room. Trying to think of a good description. It's like one of the famous dining halls from like a palace. So like it's one of those big fancy like ballroom style dining halls. Like the ones you typically would see in like a movie that's got like the really long ass table and it's got like a bunch of windows, except there aren't windows in this one. They're just like they're like glass murals, but they're not. You can't like see through them. They're almost like stained glass murals. But again, it's all monochrome. There's it's just grayscale. But yeah, you get up and you kind of look around and you're like exploring the room, and you hear your feet echo. Normally you don't move around in this room too much, but you hear the echo, and it's this crazy echo. It like click, 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 click every time you step. And it almost like if you were to make a bunch of noise in this room, it would deafen you because of how badly it would echo back towards you. You never notice it when Kalemvor's in the room. Like, you don't notice it when you're talking, but you moving around is making it do this crazy echo.
Echo.
Yeah, and it goes echo, 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 echo. There's no doors.
So
Now
I'm
that you're
basically
looking
in a-
around, there's
Mhm.
at least not that you can see.
So it's like a closed room.
Yeah, there's closed room, no windows, no doors. Just a big table.
So I guess I just try to look around the whole room, see if I can find any interesting objects, or maybe it's just an empty room with candles.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I failed that.
It's a boring ass room. There's tables. It has like vases on the tables, and there's candles and things like that, and there's incense burning. You can't smell the incense even though it's burning. You can't smell the flowers. They look like roses, but they're grayscale roses. There's these pretty elaborate vases. You're not really sure if they're like china or metal or what. You can't quite tell. The table is wood, but you don't know what kind of wood. But it's like, it looks glossy, but you have no idea what kind of wood it is. You're just kind of looking around. For the most part, it's just a boring ass dining hall. Like, there's not a lot to look at, and then like the glass murals themselves are like, they're just like geometric patterns. They're not like an image of anything. They're just like scaled like shapes and cross hatching, and it's just like colorful texture without any of the color. And you look around for a good little while, and then you sort of sigh, or you actually, I'm not gonna tell you what you do. What do you do?
I was going to say the word Kalimvor to see if call out to him a little bit, not too loud because echo is annoying.
Mm-hmm. So you go Kalemvor, 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 Kalemvor.
Where'd it be?
And nothing happens.
Okay. Do I find the chair that I usually sit in?
Mm-hmm.
I sit in it.
Okay, you sit back in your chair, like you're like, okay, maybe he'll show up, and you sit back down in your chair, and you look up, and you're back in your room, and you're sitting on your bed. You're back in the inn. For everybody who was in the room, Katie disappeared. Arianti disappeared. She was yeah, for you guys, not super weird. She disappears all the time. Katie was just, Arianti was literally sitting there, she flops back in size and then vanishes. And then she reappears sitting back on her bed. Yep,
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah.
I mean, she does that all the time, so...
Yep.
She did that in the guards' room, so I don't think
We're neglectful
Palanvero-
parents.
I don't think Palanvero saw that.
No, Pill and Vera are in a different room. It's just the girls.
Oh, okay.
Now,
But,
to be fair, with the girls...
It is weird, though, that she did it more than once. She
Yeah,
can only
A,
do it
that,
once.
and B,
Yeah.
normally when she disappears using her cloak,
says the
there's a
word.
puff of smoke.
I mean, that too.
There's an effect when she does it. There was no effect. She literally flopped down and then ceased to exist.
Did you guys do anything while I was gone? I'm curious.
Yeah, what were you guys up to when she vanished? Gone for about 5 minutes.
Making more bullshit with their gloves.
I think that when Rose notices that Arianti has vanished, she kind of blinks a little bit, Well, I didn't hear her say her code word.
I mean, you already heard me do it before when I poofed into Vero's room.
Yeah, she remembers that and is like,
Yeah.
guys?
But they kind of like double take. Like she glances over, like, "Oh, let's just orientate." She's like, "Wait a minute, that was weird. That was different." Yeah.
That was vaguely weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't see the problem. She always disappears and she always come back, so... Pew, pew, more glows. Pew, pew, pew.
One day she's gonna disappear and not come back.
Well, that happens when kids grow up. You have to learn to let them go, Kali.
Oh my god.
So, Robbie, I don't think that that's going to happen for quite a while.
Sorry, I forgot that I'm speaking with a super race that lives like 2,000 years.
I
So,
don't think any
of us live that long.
Or like 200.
So this is about the time you pop back in while they're still kind of like vaguely like, wait, that was a little weird, but now we're a sidetracked conversation.
Yes, exactly.
see, what did I say? Nothing to worry about.
RNC, did you learn how to teleport differently? The fuck?
Oh my god, I did it! I actually did it!
Yeah, she did it.
Guys, I did it!
Did what?
I went into another plane.
Do
Yeah,
you know which plane?
And it
Nope.
It
I
was
have no idea where that is.
it was the same room that I meet Kalemvor in my dream. This great dining room.
Has she told us she talked to him in her dream? I think she did, didn't she?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just trying to remember. Things the characters actually know. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can Rose try to remember if there was something like that in, like... I'm willing to take a religion check on this.
Oh, okay. All right. So you want to see if you have any kind of historical data and or religious data about someone or worshippers of Kalemvor talking about this room?
Yeah.
Okay, religion check.
That's 9 plus 3, so 12.
12. Okay. Maybe you may have heard something about this before. You get kind of a better description from Arianti while she's like enthusiastically telling you about how she managed to shift planes without casting a spell, soundlessly. While you all were sitting here, just on a whim. I just want to make this really clear.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I don't like it at all.
Super weird, but that's
She
part of...
focused for an hour and left the plane.
Well, Arianti, I'm pretty sure that you didn't go to the ethereal plane.
Now, for your gut check, Rose, on this, because it's Kalemvor's universe, she probably went to the divine plane on the other side of the divine gate. She went into the god realm.
Yeah, she kind of thinks back, nods to herself. Okay, Arianti, definitely did not go to the ethereal plane. I think you went to... You know about the divine plane, right?
Divine plane?
It's the plane where all of the gods live.
Is that where I went?
It might be. The divine plane is not nearly as spread out as you know how the material plane is just the entirety of our world. And the ethereal plane is just slightly to the left, I guess you could say, where everything is black and white, but it's still on. You can still see things on the material plane. The divine plane is more divided into different realms where all of the gods exist. Where you could even say that it's like a heavenly plane because a lot of people believe that they will be within the. That's where they'll go when they die after they go into the astral plane.
Wow, they go there? That place is pretty boring.
you she kind of pauses. You only know if you did go there, you probably went to Kalemvor's part of the plane, which Kalemvor isn't exactly. He's a true neutral guy. It's the way that you described it. It sounds pretty much exactly the way that I would expect it to go.
I think Kalemvor is lawful neutral, but yeah.
Well, yeah, lawful neutral. Rose expects it to be just kind of boring because she is a chaotic good character.
Oh, for sure. It makes absolute sense. This would be radically different than what you're expecting of like.
Exactly.
The boring plane.
Rose.
He's all about neutrality and balance, or I guess fairness, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it'd be gray.
So it makes sense that his realm would be very gray and lifeless and boring. He is much more interested in making sure that the dead go where they're supposed to than he does in maintaining an actual realm.
You do know his location where he lives, his portion of the divine plane is called the Crystal Spire.
Oh, okay. She says that. You probably went to the Crystal Spire, although, well, I didn't really read up a lot on Crystal Spire, for fairly obvious reasons. Though those windows,
kind of a bummer.
yeah. Though those windows make it sound like it could be a part of the Crystal Spire.
I wonder if there's a way to get out the room. I didn't see any doors.
He might not have let you.
Did he know I was there?
Possibly, if you were in his realm.
Totally ignored me. I called his name and everything.
Probably busy.
I don't know if you really understand the gravity of this, but he's in charge of the dead. Every single person and thing that's died sees him at the end of their life, and he sends them to where they're going to go, whether it's the nine hells or to or to the various heavens of the different gods. The fact that he does take as much time as he does to spend it with you is phenomenal.
I guess you have a point.
No, she totally say he was busy.
Yeah, he's I guess you could say he's like she thinks back and is going totally into more personal territory. He's like if one of your parents was busy all the time. He with a business and can't really see you when you want to see him. He just, always has something new that needs to happen. And right then. Is. Yeah.
I get it. I wonder why I went there. I was trying to go to the ethereal plane.
Maybe you're more connected to that one.
Do you think I can still go to the ethereal plane if I try?
She shrugs. You are something very unique, Ariente. I think that you could do practically anything if you put your mind to it.
Oh, you're so sweet.
But how about next time you let us know before you try to do it? So if you
why would I do that?
So when you disappear, if you don't come back, we have at least a little bit of an idea of where to go find you.
Well, if you guys noticed that Ariente was just sitting there, just staring at the wall for an hour, you could have asked her, "What are you doing?"
I'm sure that they did ask what she was doing, and she was like, "Shush, shush."
I'm trying to focus. I would have told you if you asked.
Oh well.
Too late.
It's too late now. Yeah.
You didn't ask.
Should tell anyway. Like we always tell each other.
Well, I probably came in the room and said, "Okay, guys, leave me alone. I gotta focus." And then she just sits down and focuses.
And the fact exactly what you asked. Left you alone.
Left you alone.
And that's what happened. Didn't explain nothing. Just said I needed to focus, and I did. All right, and I guess I'll try to do that again the next night. But I guess I'm tired.
Just because I'm curious, are the guys gonna find out at some point?
Oh, probably.
Probably.
You guys will have a long ass train ride tomorrow, so
Yeah, we're gonna have like 20 hours to talk about.
Gosh, what
Ariante's
if I do
latest
that on the
thing.
train?
yep.
Don't do it on the train. No.
Oh, I'm doing that on the train.
No.
No. In
Yes.
fact, I think that when Ariante brings up, maybe I could try it on the train.
I didn't
Yeah.
say nothing.
Watch.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to do it.
You're gonna try to do it.
Yeah, try.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys wrap up for the night. Did anybody have anything else they wanted to do tonight?
Not tonight.
Okay.
Nah.
So
And I asked what the weather globe show. Just to know.
tomorrow, foggy. It's gonna be foggy as all hell in Aflakata. I forgot how to say it.
Whatever this fucking
Atla-
place is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in avocado. It's gonna be foggy.
Avocado.
Avocado.
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
This is good experiment because what if you cast it on the train? Like, it shows you the climate for like 20 hours of travel, but on which place?
So
Science.
it tells you the weather of where you are.
At that current moment.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so you get a prescription. You get a weather forecast of foggy.
But if you casted it in the vehicle that is moving, does the weather globe stays in place? That means that it just goes through the train. This is gonna be really fun to try.
She makes a better globe and another better globe. Another globe.
You're gonna do a train of weather globes.
You're just gonna fill up the train cars with weather globes. Okay.
Just run a better globes. Did the other passengers seeing it like driving
gonna
past
regret-
them? Oh my
He's
god!
gonna regret cheating Sarabi so much.
He's gonna regret it so much.
Okay. So you guys go to bed. And you wake up in the morning. The first train out of Avocado to Baulders Gate is about 10 o'clock. That's when the train arrives, and you guys will need tickets. Because it is an overnight train, I think this is the first overnight ride you guys have done. This is like 35 gold a person. Especially along the Sword Coast, train rides are going to be expensive as all hell because they're so packed. So if you guys want, 35 is bare minimum sleeping requirements. Like if you guys want nicer, you're going to start getting up into like the 100 gold range per person.
Ouch.
210
Cargo.
gold in total.
It's 210 for the 6 of you.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And that's just the basic sleeper car where we'll all be piled up in the same car.
Basically, yep. You know, a bunk where it's a 3 to a bunk kind of thing, or 3 to a bunk bed. So you'll have 2 bunk beds in there, but it's gonna be real close quarters. It's like,
Oh no, guys! We're gonna have to find jobs!
well, you are actually heading to Baldur's Gate to
To
be
get more
paid.
money. It's not that big of a deal. It's just.
It's just the possibility almost made me like have I think this is-
We'll be cramped up. It's not like it's any different than it was when we were on the boat.
At least I'm small.
I wonder how many letters we're gonna get from Guildstain. Stop fucking stealing identity theft, please.
Alright, so that's what we're getting, the bare minimum? 210
Yep.
total? Alright, cool. Let's change
We
our
can totally
amount of
sleep with
money.
the cargo.
I've changed the amount of money back holding. Subtracted it.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, when they're driving in the train car, can Bro ask Ariane if she can prestidigitate the ink blot away?
Prestidigitate.
Is there wait?
Yeah.
Prestidigitate what again?
The ink blot away that he made yesterday when she just poofed into his room.
Ink blood.
On his
blot-
journal, there's a blot of ink. Ask me
Because
to
he
get
was
rid
writing,
of it.
and you startled him when you teleported in.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, here you go.
fine.
Prestidigitation.
Thank you.
So you guys kind of hang around in Aflicata for a little
Callie's
while.
gonna go check that shop. That's the whole reason
Okay.
she wanted to stop here.
All right.
We're not going to Baulders Gate today, guys.
Um,
Take as much time as possible.
It's fine.
Trying to stop me!
okay.
I meant
So,
us as players, not the characters.
So, you head over to the shop, and it has the close sign up, but there is a light on inside the shop. There's like someone has like a lantern lit in the shop, but the close sign is still up. It still looks fairly. There's like nothing in the windows. There's nothing on like the display windows or anything. But it still seems to be property of the family. Like there's no like foreclosed sign or anything.
Yeah. Oh damn, she's gonna sit there and debate for a minute. Fuck it, she's gonna go knock on the door.
Okay, you go and you knock on the door.
Because, you had asked the party. Nobody will ever advise you to go meet your ex. Never.
Well, she's
Especially
more
not
thinking
200
about
years later, or 100 years later.
more wants to go see. Well, she would like to see her too, but she really also wants to see the little brother of her ex, who she was friends with. Yeah.
Still awkward.
What the hell was his name again? I'm looking for it in my notes.
Hang on, I gotta go get mine.
Yeah, no kidding.
I have so many notes now from my other campaign. I'm gonna get names confused. God damn it.
I love how my little thing
Galeon.
says refer to JPEG. What was it?
Galen.
Galen.
Galen, yeah, Galen. Or Galen, yeah, you go. Galen
Yeah.
Valdra.
Okay.
Little brother. Yeah.
Let me write that down.
Do I need to resend you the doc? I have it open. It'd be easier.
That would be why. I have referred a doc. That's helpful, Beth. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. Where's your thing? There's Beth.
Thank Path Bev.
Thanks, Beth. You did such a good job.
He's at the bottom. Under the rest of her fucking family. Yeah.
Like I have note cards that has like I've got this crazy list for all of Rose's family, like all written out and all their stuff. And for yours, I just have referred to Doc because you wrote it all out for me.
I wrote it out, yeah, and all their their general personalities and shit like that.
Yeah. Galen. Okay. Yes. So Galen opens the door.
I remember the last time we were there. Didn't Rose dress as Pill? And then
Maybe.
yeah, Rose went up as Pill to try to see what was going on because she was trying to get information for Callie.
Right,
and then she told him about having a journal of an adventurer named Callie, and then he kind of got mad and told her to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, you knock on the door, and Galen answers, and he looks at you for a minute, and then his eyes do that like saucer thing where they like bug out of his head, and he points at you, and he opens his mouth a couple of times, but nothing comes out. He's just like pointing at you and trying to speak.
She kind of looks him over because last time she saw him, he was like a teenager.
Yeah.
He was little.
Yeah, he's like middle-aged for a half-elf.
Yeah. And then she kind of gives a half-hearted wave, and she just goes, "Hi, Galen. Long time no see." Awkwardly. Like, what's up?
You should be dead. No. He just closes the door.
Just catch it. Don't catch the door before it closes. It's like, wait.
A very understandable reaction.
Yes, very understandable. Right.
No. Listen, I don't care who you think you are, but messing with me like this is just unacceptable. Get out.
Like, I'm not messing with you. It's like, she makes this like face. She goes, look, I know I should be dead, but I'm not, and it's a really long story, but it's legit me. And she like pauses for a second, and she goes, look, I'll prove it. She goes, do you remember a long time ago, when you, me, and Lesme would go out to the tree outside of town, and you would berate me to tell you stories about the stuff my dad did and the stuff that I got to do. He goes, and then you asked me one time when I was going off with my dad to go bring you back a souvenir, and I couldn't really find anything at the place that we went, so what ended up bringing you back was this special, like, I think it was, what was it again? It's not Callie, this is me trying to remember what it was. It was a shell, because they went up the coast. Yeah, she was like, this really cool shell that I found that, according to my uncles, only really appeared on the shore there, and I gave it to you as a gift. Do you remember that?
He is making the worst stank face at you. He has stopped trying to tell you to leave.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. I remember the situation where Kali and my sister and I were all there, and I got the shell, and it was pretty, and then that can't be you. It has been 100 years. I know how long humans live, and it's not that. And you sure as hell wouldn't look the same.
She has a hard time lying. Her face when she's like, I know, and he says, I know how long humans live. Her face kind of goes like, like, well, for one. She's like, okay. Yeah.
She's kind of like,
topic.
I'm a zombie.
You're gonna need to pick the hill to die on, and that one isn't it.
Yeah, I know. She's like, no, not that. Yeah.
You know, we are all zombies. Think about it.
I guess we are. And she was like, I can tell you the reason why I'm here, and you're probably not gonna believe it. It's like, but what? What can I do to prove that it's me?
There's no... You don't just... And he's just kind of like he's rubbing his head because his brain hurts. Trying to think about how the hell to explain this. I don't... Okay, the dog, the crazy little one, the other girl that ran around with you and tried to bite people. Her. What's her name?
Her name's Sarabi. She's my adopted sister. She goes on telling the whole story of how she found her. Yeah.
And he's just making this like fuck. How are you alive?
And she goes, divine magic is weird, buddy.
Divine magic?
Yes.
What are you, a paladin?
No.
Not yet.
Just came back to life.
People don't...
Yeah, I know they don't do that. Yeah.
Is all this happening like on the street?
No, they're in the shop. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys followed her or not. She said she'd be right back, and she walked off.
We were there?
If you followed her, you could have. Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like something super personal.
I feel like you guys are all kind of waiting outside.
Yeah,
and
awkwardly.
like, you guys are hearing part of the conversation because he's screaming.
And the door's not all the way closed. Yeah.
Are there windows we can peep through?
Yeah, they're kind of dirty, grungy windows, but yeah, sure, you can peek through. Kali has his undivided attention right now.
Yeah.
As to be expected. I'm pretty sure that all of us who are very, very too nosy for our own good are like practically putting our ears against the window.
Everyone except Vero. Okay.
Arietti's super nosy. She's a kid. Duh.
Yeah.
So basically, there's just a whole group of people's face pressed.
And Vero's back behind them going.
Yeah, except for like the magic boys.
Yeah,
Just
Vera's like back behind them going, guys,
Bill
guys.
and Vera just
Guys!
standing behind.
Seriously? Stop!
Yeah. Okay. What do you want to ask him?
She just wanted to. All she wanted to do was see how they were doing. Because
From the state
everything's
of the shop,
changed, you know?
now
Mhm.
that you're in the shop, it's barren. There's nothing on the shelves. It's
Mhm.
super duper dusty. This shop clearly went under.
Mhm.
It failed, and they kept the room. You're
Mhm.
not exactly sure how they managed to like keep hold of the room, but he seems to show up periodically to it looks like he's cleaning it. Like he has a box on the desk and he's like
Mhm.
packing things up in
Yeah.
it. It looks like that's what he's doing. But yeah, the shop clearly folded a long time ago.
Yeah.
But they held onto the building for a while, whether this was like a legal matter or it just took they were still paying rent on it even if they couldn't their business wasn't working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should look around and ask him. He's closing up shop for good.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Look, dad was bad with money. He always was. He was
Callie snorts but tries to suppress it. Yeah.
he gambled away everything he earned, and we just one day his debts got too big and he left. But not before he married how do you say her name again? Sorry.
Lesme.
Lesme. Not
Mhm.
before he married Lesme off to try to get out from underneath it, and then left. But he signed the contract, and that was that.
She makes a face. It's like he. That's why they got married.
Yeah. It wasn't a by choice thing. I mean, she learned to live, to love, but it started out of forced. But we managed to keep the shop for a while anyway after that. But he fled the rest of his debts. Uh, I'm better with money than he ever was, and so we managed to. I made a couple of good investments, and with Lesme's help, we managed to get into the green again. It was remarkable, and then some legislation changed, and we got our debts erased. But I don't need this. No one uses this shop anymore. It just sits here as a reminder of Dad's uselessness. So I'm closing it. Mom held out for a while. Said he'd always come back, that we needed to keep the shop for him in case he came back. And then she died, and even if he did come back, I wouldn't give it to him, so there's no point in me keeping it. Then he just kind of tosses it into the box.
So you're still going to greener pastures, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
My wife and I are.
She goes, "Oh, you're married?"
I have 2 kids. You've been gone for 100
She goes,
years.
I know. I'm happy for you. Okay. Let me be happy for you. All I wanted was for you and your sisters to be happy.
I think they are. I think leaving was the best choice. I know I'm heading south. I want warmer weather. So we're packing up and leaving next month.
Good. That's what I used to say 100 years ago. Fucking listen.
I was 10. What did
Not
you want
you,
from
your
me?
sister. Yeah.
But no, they made good lives for themselves and left. and I'm glad they did.
That's good. I mean, I'm sorry I came in here and gave you a headache, but it was just bothering me.
I don't. I mean, I don't. I just don't understand how you're alive after all this time.
It's like, if you have time, I could tell you. You probably still won't believe me.
You know what? And he pulls out a stool. Fucking try me. What the hell? Either a hallucination from the weird dust that's in here, or this is all real, and my daughter is going to absolutely lose her mind that you can apparently just go to sleep for 100 years like in the fairy tales. So he just pulls out a stool and sits down. He's like, try me.
Sure, just tell him it's not a true love kiss that wakes you up.
No. I'll set her stuff down, and then I'm not gonna go through it all. She'll roughly tell him what happened. How she found a group of adventurers with her, sister Srabi. They ended up fighting a Draco Lich, and they died, and then they were resurrected by gods, apparently, 100 years in the future, and she woke up and everything went to shit. And, yeah, and she goes, woke up and my dad was dead, and so were my uncles, and now I'm here.
He's just shaking his head as he's listening to this story and goes, well, you're right, I don't believe you.
It's like I figured.
But, look, if you, I don't know, want to come back another 100 years from now, I will be in, let's map, hold on. I will be, in, Velen. So my wife and I and my kids, we're gonna be in Velen. So if you decide to stop by again, that's where we'll be. You
Hallucination?
weird forest girl. I don't even...
Bring it down.
He doesn't know what to do with this information. Okay, was there anything else you wanted to talk to him about? But he's basically going to go back to packing up stuff, because I mean, you were a good friend of his, but you have so radically blown his mind.
He doesn't expect anything from him. She might ask him where Lesme went.
She went north.
She's like, I wonder where Lesme went, so I could go be a hallucination for her, maybe.
Oh, if you want to go be a hallucination,
jump between
fabulous.
siblings.
She's up near Neverwinter.
Right.
Go terrorize her up in Neverwinter.
It's like, cool, thanks. I'll tell her you sent me.
He just makes this like insane little giggle, and he's like, "Yeah, fabulous. Better come home for Christmas more often." Like,
I will. But
you might want to tell him our current mailing address in case he wants to send letters.
Does you want to send letters to this hallucination? Yeah. But she might, I don't know, if he minds enough, tell him that she's in the Dawn Phoenix Guild. And then make a comment about how guilds are a thing now. Yeah.
Of course you are. Of course you're part of a guild. You are wearing full plate mail and a sword, and like you've got spears and stuff strapped to your back. Of course you're in a guild. Hey, otherwise, you're a lunatic.
It's like you were all excited when I started getting my first armor and I was younger and I brought it over here.
10. I was 10.
I know.
And then I found out it involves stab. I do not stab people.
I'm glad you don't stab people. Because that means you don't get stabbed
it's ridiculous.
Either.
Now I'm a banker. I mean, Jesus.
She may. We could totally get.
What? Poisoned?
For the train. We're gonna be 20 hours on the train. Let's get some pastries.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that at some point in the middle of Kali
banker,
telling us...
right? Not baker.
Banker. Banker,
Yeah.
he deals with
Yeah,
money.
bank.
He is a
He deals with
banker.
money, not with pastries.
Not
Yeah.
with
I'm sure at some point Rose is
Yeah.
like, oh, she's just telling her story again. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go get snacks. And just goes and
Rose
finds,
is like, I'm bored.
I hear a
it's-
snack, I follow.
well,
This
she
would be the
did
part where
she did stay to see his initial reaction because she's very invested in trying to find out how do people react to you've been you died and you're back 100 years later. But otherwise, it's like, oh, she's okay. He's relatively fine. He didn't, die of shock. I'm gonna go get some snacks.
I don't need to resurrect anybody.
No.
Yep. This is basically the point in time in which Rose goes to go buy her new books.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
already
she's
read
going
through
to
the
buy
other
some food.
Around the same time, she looks and sees that there's some more copper novels, and is like, okay, fine. Sells her old ones for basically the same price, and then just gets ones.
Yep. Okay.
Alright, but yeah. Once.
And I look for an alleyway. I'm reading the wall. The reason we're here.
God.
With reading.
If he
You're
doesn't
going to
have...
scare so many baby druids.
Mhm.
Yep.
If he doesn't have anything he wants to ask her, I think she's done with questions for him.
Okay.
So she'll
Yeah.
tell him
Yeah,
that his hallucination will leave now. Yeah.
Yeah. Have fun with whatever the hell you're doing. I don't. I don't know. I don't know. Have fun. Bye. I'm gonna go drink myself into a coma.
I don't know if she'll do it. Hang on. Yeah. She might. I don't think she's touched him so far, but she might reach out to, like, not grab hard, but touch his arm. You know? Yeah. Look, the hallucination can touch you. She's not gonna say that, but.
Yeah. So you reach out and kind of like pat his shoulder as you leave, and he's like, as you are leaving, you hear him mutter, "Oh my gods, I finally broke it. She's right. She's right. She was right. I've been working too hard." and he's just like trying to explain in his brain why he is now schizophrenic.
Guy thinks it's funny.
Yep.
Yeah. And she'll tell him before she leaves that she's glad he's doing well, that all of them are doing well, and glad that he, referencing their father, hasn't ruined shit for them. That's what she was worried about. And then she'll go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that's sort of the story for them. You may run into the other siblings at some other point because they're kind of spread. They're still all along this coast though, so they're just in other coast.
Okay. That's all she wanted to know, even if she, totally mentally
Is she
broke
gonna?
one of them.
Is she gonna
Not what
fight
she wanted.
Bro? Is she gonna fight Bro outside alone? Like,
With Pale, probably.
I was
Yeah.
like, hang out with her just because.
he's just. Yeah, he's I don't know. He's just fumbling. He's just reading his master's journal for the inf time.
Pale's just, I guess, playing with Princess.
Nice.
Just like, I guess everyone left except for you guys. All right, cool.
Rose and Sarabi are getting snacks. Where did Ariante go again? He would know.
She probably went,
With them.
I don't know, to see if there was something fun going on somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he's gonna say Ariante, Sarabi, and Rose went for snacks.
Yeah, don't really know where anyone went. Wasn't really paying attention to that.
Of course you weren't. And she'll kind of be like, I feel kind of bad that I just made him feel that way, but at the same time, there's a big weight that's now off my shoulders, so...
Yep.
I'm torn.
Well, I mean, what else can you do, I guess?
Well, maybe he'll just think it was, like he kept saying, a hallucination.
I would say he probably thought he was high.
Or now he's schizophrenic and his wife was really right.
Yep.
He's been working too hard.
Unless I decide to show up on his doorstep in Villain, I don't know. I'll decide when we get there.
Why not?
Do we
Fuck with him.
really? Do we
Oh wait,
really want to
are you
put
saying
him
you
through
want
that?
to fuck with someone?
No, no.
An eyebrow at Pill. She goes like, She goes, I'm not as chaotic as you, but I do take enjoyment in messing with people. Like, see how I mess with
I'm
Robbie all
so
the damn
proud.
time. Yeah.
I kind of want to use that sentence you sentence, like you're both a hazard to society.
She goes, hey, my messing with people is not nearly as bad as his.
I know, but you're kind of traumatizing for our family.
She's like, I didn't mess with him in the intention to actually fuck around with him. I legit trying to reconnect.
Can Pale put on his hat and put on like clown makeup on his face?
Yep.
I'm
Did you say society?
I am. He's gonna ignore that and say, I am aware. I don't know. I mean, I won't stop you if you want to visit them again in Valen, was it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm glad they're okay, and I'm glad you have at least that weight off your shoulder.
Yeah.
I might be ribbing you, but I'm glad.
Yeah. And she goes, if you really want to see how I fuck with people, though, look at the back of Rose's shield. And then she'll start walking back towards the train.
I already saw. I'm not blind.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that Rose would like to be able to cover up more, but it's gonna be seen by literally everybody at some point.
Only if she turns the inside of her shield towards people. That usually faces her. And when you put it on your back, it faces your back. It actually is pretty hidden.
But I guess Mr. 22 passive perception would have caught a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some serious perception.
Yeah, but it's not like anyone else who's walking past will see it.
Well, whenever she puts it down in the middle of the night.
Yeah, like
Just
we
be
will
very
see it,
careful
but
of how she
random
puts
people
it down.
won't. Yeah.
Or if she decides to do like a Captain America impression.
I don't think that she's going to do that, but it's a good thing to keep in mind.
Yeah.
She's like, wait, no, I don't want to throw it. They might see it.
Might make a joke about how she can draw one for Vero. You want one for your staff, Vero?
I don't have
What's your
any.
favorite kind of lady?
I do not. I don't have any preferences in that kind of way. I don't.
And so he's beat red the entire time he's saying that.
That's what she's just
Sarah
trying to do.
Billings
She's
to
just trying to make
Kali
him
and
go
say,
He's Demi. He cares about personality more than anything.
red. She's aware, but she just wants him to go red in the face.
I don't have.
Wait, Pill's like, draw the elven girl on his staff.
She wasn't.
I told you liked it. I told you liked the halfling, the middle age in armor.
Pill. She was a friend and she knew a lot about forests. I just liked talking to her.
Yeah, she was just a friend.
Oh.
What? What poison?
Also, he's totally crushing in somebody new. I have evidence. And then she winks at Vera.
At who is she winking?
At you, Vero. Because apparently Sarabi knows that you have a crush on
Oh
somebody.
no! Oh no!
Remember?
Sarabi, no!
It's okay. It's okay. We don't need to discuss it. Ready to play with me.
Is this what
I'm
you're...
I
assuming,
was like,
I'm
wait,
assuming you
what?
guys are having this discussion as you guys are getting
To the
towards
train.
heading towards the
Yeah.
train.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't believe anyone's word. She's saying this was a really big
Vero,
misunderstanding.
You met
I don't know,
somebody?
You have a
believe
crush
it.
on somebody? Who?
When did you
I
meet
do
someone,
not.
Vero?
I do not. Oh,
Listen, kid. I made a promise, so I can tell you that Vero has a crush on my aunt.
What?
Wow. Okay. She is though.
you have to believe me. I do not.
Wait,
She-
Sarabi, who can't you talk about?
She had a. This was a big misunderstanding.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that Vero was totally in love with Augustine.
I am not.
I mean, that's a
What was her
little
name again? I
weird.
forget.
I am not. I am not. I am not.
She already said sane.
Cast zone of truth on me. I am not.
I will not, cannot on a boat.
If you want to know, cast zone of truth on me. I am not. I do not have a.
No, better cast it on me.
I have to
Cast it
check
on
thoughts.
me.
I can find out everything.
If Vero ever turns into an animal, I can detect it.
Oh God.
I do not. Look, Sarabi, that's sweet of you, but you completely misunderstood that. I didn't want to. I was.
She pats Vero's shoulder. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. She likes Manfred. You like the elf girl. It's fine.
I like what? Say that to my face! And then she kicks.
Oh God.
About this time, you realize the train is getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
You
Come
guys are
on.
figuring out that-
Yeah.
Run, bitch, run!
So, I
We
was
can
like,
talk about Vero loves life later! Run!
Rose has to get picked up by Collie because she's laughing too hard
Yeah,
at all
pick her
the
up.
antics.
toss her on the train.
Can we please not talk about that?
Let's go raining, more running!
Haha, God's gonna draw your crushes on your weapons.
She's like, I'm not drawing my aunt. Yeah.
And he's gonna whisper to you. She really misunderstood that.
Callie's like, I know.
I think it's sweet. What?
Callie goes, I know. I figured you actually don't like her. Sane would destroy you anyway.
You saying it like it's a bad thing. Some
Dude,
people like the woman, you
Dude,
know?
you realize if he actually liked our aunt, and not saying that she ever would actually like him, but if they do end up ever being a thing like you apparently want them to, he'd be your uncle.
She looks at Vero. Don't listen to her. She's saying you gotta go for what you believe and you want.
It's nice to see you again being encouraging to your friend, but whatever.
Yes, as I told you, really nice, but really, really, really.
Get here, you have to show me to a train! Whee!
Sure, but it's one anymore. Okay.
But seriously, do we get into the train?
Yeah, we're
Yes,
on the
yes,
train.
you
We're
guys
there.
do manage to get to the train in time, but yeah, it's one of those things like he was calling the last call, and all suddenly all booking get onto the like, and he's just kind of shaking his head and giving you that tisk. You should have been, you know, you should have been more on top of this, and that's really what's happening. You do
Sorry.
manage to get onto the train.
Feels like, sorry, we were talking about Vero's girlfriend.
We're having a love crisis.
Should I start calling you Uncle Vero?
He actually kind of, when you say we were just sort of having a love crisis, he kind of pauses and then nods a little bit, like in understanding. Like he's like, oh yeah, I've been there.
It's a train, I made it.
Well, just on the inside, if you really cast it the thoughts, all you can hear is, what is my life? Why is this happening to me?
It's
Why?
okay.
Is
It's
this my
okay,
punishment?
Vero. Nothing's wrong with being in love with someone.
Can kick your ass?
What? What did you just say?
Nothing is wrong with being in love with someone, and then Sarabi added, "Who can kick your ass?"
I heard something completely different. It was extremely inappropriate.
I do understand what that other one could have been.
Poison, you've been playing too much with the other
Robbie, I didn't know you would go there.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Are you sure you didn't? You sure you didn't think she'd go there? She did buy the rope.
And she has been talking about killing people via motorboating. So.
Yeah, Burrow is leaving. He's going into a complete other wagon, and he's gonna make it. He's gonna open a book, and he might not even read it. It's just a wall.
Vera, you don't need to be shy. We are gonna be family.
Yeah, Vera. You're gonna be Sarabi's family.
And he just sinks into the seat.
Okay.
Oh my god. You know, I had this whole thing planned for Baulders Gate for this.
What did I fucking say at the beginning of the session?
I am so
You're not
sorry.
gonna make it to
No,
Baldur's
it's fine. This is great. Okay. So, but yeah, so you guys are on the train heading to, towards Baulders Gate. Again, it's a long ass train ride, so we're gonna let everybody do a couple of things, and then we're gonna wrap up. And we arrive. When we start the next session, we will be starting when the train pulls into Baulders Gate. Okay.
Okay.
So, who wants to do what on the train? You guys basically have a full day on the train.
I'm gonna do that alternate dimension things, even though it's probably gonna fail, but I'm gonna try.
You're gonna try to shift planes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do the ethereal plane again.
All right. Go ahead and When during the day did you want to do this? Does anybody have anything they want to do like first thing? No. Okay.
Find a seat and chill.
I mean, I probably spend the whole day because I wanted Sarabi and Pietro to train. To remember that I say that to have like some hand signs to symbolize certain orders, so she doesn't need to speak in order to tell him what to do.
Okay, I'm not going to make you roll for this because you and Pietro have a deep bond because you're Beastmaster. So you are just teaching him these commands and he is understanding you because that's always how this worked. So you were teaching him these commands. He is kibitzing a little bit. Like he's like, oh, that's a dumb command, and then you're like, well, how about this command? And you flip him the.
That's totally cool.
Yeah. So he's like, that's a dumb hand signal that takes too long, and you're like, haha, how about this one? But yeah, so you're arguing with Pietro basically. All right, Arianti, where on the train are you sitting? Because there's the normal seats, and then you have your room. So there's like several of the rear cars are for sleeping. There is a dining car. Then there is the first class section, which you guys are not allowed in. That has the first class sleeper cars and then the first class dining car, as well as the first class seating area. But then there's several cars that are just for sitting down. They're just for normal seats.
I probably went somewhere where I can not be distracted. So probably my room.
Bunk, yeah, probably. I don't think anybody's in the bunks right now because it's like you guys basically dumped your stuff and then wandered off. So, okay, so you're sitting in the room. Go ahead and make me another wisdom check.
18.
You focus for the full hour this time and can't seem to get it to work again. You flop down on your cot. You try almost exactly the same stuff you did last time, and you cannot get it to work. No matter how hard you try concentrating, you're just struggling. And you gotta try this. For the record, you gotta try this once a day. So it was your once a day. But yeah, so you tried to shift planes once a day, and this one didn't pan out for you.
Darn.
Yep.
It's probably a good thing, because what if you disappear and then you appear, but the train already went away and
Yeah, I
you
know.
appear?
That was so
yeah.
funny.
Oh, that for sure was gonna happen if you did this.
I know. I wanted it to happen anyway.
Yep, full Looney Tunes style. Well, where'd the train go?
And Rose would have been like, "Where's Ariantia? I guess I have to use sending." I'm like, I fell off the train, kind of.
Oh no, we forgot the kid!
I guess I have to ride the next train.
Oh god.
You're just walking along the train tracks with your thumb sticking out like you're trying to hitchhike.
Yep.
God,
Okay.
she would have been in so much trouble.
Oh yes.
So
for
much
sure.
trouble.
You would have been about an hour away from the station by train, which is like a 5-hour walk.
Mhm.
Like it's,
I would have pulled out my tigers and be like, "Take me there."
Couldn't she Illugus herself?
Only
It's
500
I'm only
feet.
500 feet.
it's only 500 feet. No, the
Okay.
train would be gone by then. An hour into the train ride, you guys go through the mountain, the Cloud Mountains. So while you guys are going through that mountain range, you guys actually go through it. So it's dark for about 30 minutes, and they have like lanterns that are lit up and everything on the train. But you guys do have to. It is just dark for about 30 minutes before you guys go back out into blinding sunlight again as you reemerge out of the tunnel. Nothing bad really happens while you guys are in the tunnel. It is weird for you guys though to be like inside the mountain.
Oh yeah.
Can Vero try, when it's dark, can Vero try to stealth away in such a way that the group's not seeing him anymore?
Well,
You already go into a different
car.
cart.
Train is lit.
Yeah.
You can't just get up and move into a different car. But the
Damn
inside of
it.
the train is lit.
Okay.
I mean, you could like throw a smoke bomb down and disappear if you want, but I mean, yeah, you would have to fucking, like put out the lights inside the car,
Nah, okay.
or possibly when the train comes out of the tunnel and everybody's blinded for a second, you may be able to escape.
This is my chance!
Yeah.
Nah, okay,
Alright.
not that elaborate.
Yeah.
So towards the evening, like when it gets to about sunset, Rose gets up and goes to she says she's gonna go take a nap, and she goes into the bunk. And she sits quietly and she casts sending. First she casts sending Jack.
Okay, to Jack. All right.
Okay. To her brother Jack, just for everybody's reference. Jack, it's Rosie. It's really me. In Baulders Gate, coming home soon. Tell our siblings. We'll tell everyone what happened. Miss and love you lots.
So you try to do the sending spell, and it works. You feel it connect with another tell when the person's received your message.
Mm-hmm.
But the message you get back is broken. It's like the connection is not working correctly. Like you're not getting.
I figured as much because 100 years changes.
So it's not that you didn't connect the right person. You found the right person. There's some kind of magical interface that is causing his return message to not come through all the way.
Okay.
Mostly the message is, "Oh my God, Rose, you're alive. Mom and I we're not home. I can't believe you're alive." That's basically the gist of what you're understanding from the message. Most of it was, "Holy shit, you're alive!" And kind of like some panicking, but a lot of what he was saying was just broken up. Like something magical is preventing him from communicating with you. Your message got through, but his is not. It's like a one-way communication.
Okay. Cool.
Maybe because we go into a tunnel, so you don't have good signal.
Possibly. Okay, cool. So the second one that I'm going to send is actually going to be to Cadence, especially since she got back that Jack is with her mom. Like, going on with that. So here is the message. Hey Mom, yes, it's really Rose. Long story. Where are you? Need to talk about Faris Lightbrook. Everything else too. Jack's with you?
Again, you feel the connection hit, but literally that same magical block that Jack was, that you were experiencing with Jack, you were experiencing with Cadence. Wherever they, or however far away they are, there's something that is preventing you from communicating with them. You send the message off, and you wait a while, and you wait a while longer before you get a couple of words that really come through really clear. It sounds almost like she's shouting it, like she's shouting through like a waterfall. So it's just like really loud, staticky sort of interference that's happening, and she's trying to shout through this noise to you to be as clear as she can. Stay away from. Hold on. Double check the name, because I want to make sure I'm telling you to stay away from the right person.
Cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. Stay away from Fenris.
And she's very concerned now because, of
Just
course,
super duper, very clear. Stay away from Ferris.
huh? Interesting. Okay. So clearly that magical interference isn't going to let her talk to them.
At least not this way.
Not this way.
Yeah.
There is one more person that she wants to send to. I guess I'm gonna have to come up with another sending because Jack is with Cadence, and I did not expect that. Okay. So she tries to contact her Uncle Mooney, who, she found out about it. Found out was in the inn that doesn't exist at one point.
Yeah. So you attempt to send him a message. You're gonna burn the spell slot.
Yeah.
You go ahead and tell us what your message is, and then I'll tell you what happened, just so we know.
Okay. Uncle Mooney, it's Rose. Long story. Found Mom's and your names in non-existent inn. Can we meet someplace to talk? Noah Ferris Lightbrook?
While you are, you send the message, and it fizzles almost right away. It doesn't. There's a couple of reasons why the spell would fizzle. Either they're not on the plane, or they don't exist. So those are the only two reasons why that spell would fizzle.
She kind of sighs, because she figured as much, that for as much as he was a gnome, that he might be dead or something.
But yeah,
so
that spell fizzles.
She's like, she writes down the message that the stuff that she learned, and is just like, the hell is going on? And that's all she can do.
Okay. Anybody else? What else does he want to do?
What were the two reasons?
Not on this plane, and
they don't exist, or they're dead. So like, if the person is not there to receive the message, it won't go through. They can only receive the message if they're on the same plane, or if they're there at all. So, and since technically the astral sea is another plane, they are just on a different plane.
Just dead.
Dead. Just dead.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay, quick unrelated question. Will Sarabi already know Druidic, or does she have to learn it slowly because whole language?
So you know. Okay, you know how to speak because Druidic is really the language of the flowers, but there is a component, but there's not really like a written component. The flower component, being able to verbalize that Druidic, is something you're still learning. And so you basically run over to Vero and say, Vero, am I saying this right? And so Vero is helping teach you how to say those words correctly in the weird, it sounds almost like an animal speech. It's very guttural. So for you, it's easy for you to pick up how to do this, but you were still learning how to say all of the words. But you can read the flowers just fine.
So should I add
read
it?
the language?
Should I add it to the language?
Yes,
Listen.
I'd add it to your language because for all intents and purposes, you can understand it.
Add it.
So yeah, you know, quote unquote, you can write the language, quote unquote, because you have the druid craft, but you can't speak it fluently yet. Though you understand it if someone's talking at you.
It's a good time to look for Vero so he can teach me more.
Yep.
Vera was on the very last seat, hiding.
Okay, then I'm gonna go through the train looking for Vero so he can go in. Vero, teach me how to speak animal noises. She's gonna explore the train with Pietro looking for Vero.
Well, Pietro basically can identify where Vero is, because
He can smell him.
Well, that was a really short search.
Yep, because you have a bloodhound.
He just closes the book gladly.
She's gonna pester Vero so he can teach her more about animal noises.
He will do so, glad that she's has another topic to occupy her.
Yeah, so you guys practice, can basically practice speaking Druidic for as long as you want.
Hey, wizard! You're a...
The best way to describe Sarabi, each person kind of has a dialect almost for the language. Yours is much more like a wolf. It's very much more growls. Vero's dialect runs much more to a bird language. It's almost more like a Twitter, because that's the language Vero's teacher taught him. But your interpretation of the language does affect how you speak it. So you may be growling more than Vero is, but Vero and you are both saying the same word. Druidic is very weird. It's very much a like an animal. So it's a very much body language. It's also why Vero is so good at reading body language.
Insanely good at reading body language.
Yeah. It's because that's part of Druidic, and so he really latched onto this thing. Okay. What else did anybody want to do on the train?
I guess I'm gonna see if Rain Lady wants to talk to me.
Oh, okay. Are you inviting a conversation, or are you just kind of like waiting?
I'm waiting, I guess.
Okay, you're waiting to see if she'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Roll just a straight d20 for me, and then tell me what you get.
Okay, 1 second. Check it out. Alright, I rolled a 17.
17. Okay. She's been fairly quiet through all of your different misadventures. But, well, again, you have a little alone time to yourself, and now that you're traveling to a new location, she does kind of... You feel her wake up, if that makes sense. It's like she's been asleep this whole time, and then she kind of reconnects with being able to communicate with you through the ring. Do you want to have this conversation here or in a different chat? It's up to you.
It's fine with here.
Okay. I grow weary of living like this.
Okay, well, what can we do about that?
I know not of how to escape. I was placed in here by... I cannot call her a friend. I cannot call her an enemy. We were using each other.
Frenemy?
Perhaps.
Well,
We were using each other for our own gain. I was using her abilities and she was using mine. But I ran out of usefulness before she.
And who might this frenemy be?
She goes by many a name, but I do not wish to force you to endanger yourself. I have seen you with your friends. I can see you when you interact with them. You remind me of who I used to be before the power, before the cloak and the ring, and before. When I was. What?
Kill just has, like, the dumbest smile ever, really?
Speaking of,
Perhaps not you particularly, but your group of friends. I remember being in an adventuring party at one point, and I suppose I used them too. I stopped being their friend and started being their controller, and you haven't reached that point. You haven't reached when it all falls apart. And I suppose trying to encourage it seems foolish. When I know that it'll fall apart on.
Yeah, probably not a good idea to piss off the lady in the armor who could kill me with a finger.
Oh, wizard. She could kill you with a finger, and in a few years, you could kill her with but a word. She seems all powerful and strong now. But you could destroy the world if you chose.
Nah, I'm good.
Alright. You say that now, but one day you will find out what your price is. And when you do, I will stand as a reminder of where it could lead you to.
Alright, well, I'm gonna try to learn from, I guess, any mistakes you might have made. Try not to repeat them. So,
Well, for one, if someone hands you a ring, don't take it.
well, I didn't really get handed a ring. I kind of took it from the bottom of, like
Oh
it's a
no,
tra-
I understand. But if someone who is your, and you swear to God, you feel her do air quotes, your frenemy, do not take a ring when they hand it to you. Yeah.
Are you saying Ariente tried to trap me in her ring?
we are not discarding that idea.
That son of a bitch!
It could happen.
I mean, she needs to imbue it with power somehow. Better way than to trap a magical lizard inside.
He actually tried to control his mind at one point.
She has tried to use suggestion on him.
I was saying, if anyone wants to control anyone, it's Ariente.
Yep.
Everybody expecting Phil to become the chaotic evil, but the real evil was there all along, hiding.
It's always the bard. But yeah, so did you want to ask her any other questions?
Yeah, he's like, okay, well, you said you wanted to teach me earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is there you said I could make more powerful undead. Is there a way to make them, I guess, not evil? Not want to eat like everything unless if I tell it to.
When you create the undead, sit down, perform the ritual to raise dead, you are in control of their wishes. They do not act without your orders. The issue arises when you begin to create undead with consciousness. When they stop having to rely on your word to carry out their actions, then do you struggle with what they do.
Yeah, but there's very few undead with, that kind of issue. But
Yes.
they also happen to be the most powerful, so that.
They're ghouls. Ghouls you could control, but a ghast or a wraith, when they become so corrupted, so dark, their hungers are their own, and though they are created by a caster, they are imbued with that, I suppose you could call it a taint from the magic itself. But necromancy does not have to be all raising the dead. As your cleric likely knows, necromancy has its part in giving life.
Yeah, that's the other part that I'm way more interested in. But, well, after the fortune lady told me that, my friends are still alive, I kind of realized that I wasted all that time trying to learn this whole school of magic. But I guess
She said
now
they were alive.
Yeah.
But are the ghosts alive? Are the wraiths alive? How do you define alive? How does
well.
she?
Well, let's see, like, not undead, not dead. Organs are functioning, the whole soul's in there, not trapped, not forced into the body.
Your definition of alive is mundane at best. One can be alive without a soul. One can be alive without a.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've seen gingers too.
You jest, but think, I do not have a body, yet I live.
Well, I mean, isn't your body technically the ring?
It is the construct that houses my soul, yes.
So
But
isn't
I
that
live.
technically your body?
It is not of flesh and bone. There are no organs, as you put it, that work. I am trapped, but I live.
Okay, well, have you ever is there a way I can, get you out of that, or make a different body for you to put you into?
Well, there is an interesting thought. A different body for me to house.
Yeah, not mine.
No. You are a wonderful child. No. I have grown much too accustomed to being female.
What's wrong? Bill's just randomly offended. What's wrong with my beautiful body?
A dick. I will think on this. It has not
Are you
occurred to me.
transphobic?
Oh God.
You swear to God you feel the ring give you a dirty look.
That's not even what transphobic is.
But yes, I will think upon this. That could be done, given the right magics, the right equipment. This time has arcane machines.
I'm not gonna have to like kill a baby or anything stupid like that, am I?
I do not know. We will find out.
What do you mean you don't know? You're like the super smarter wizard in the ring.
I must go do my due diligence and like any good wizard.
Dude, Dill, you sleep and you talk to me. What's the?
Oh, I do more than simply sleep and talk to you. There is so much more in this ring. There are other memories, other souls that were here before I. I am just, let us say, better than them. And the
Jesus Christ!
and am the dominant personality. I have access to their memories, to their foolishness, to their knowledge. I must do my research.
So you're like some kind of Hunger Games champion in that ring.
I do not know what this Hunger Games is.
Just forget I said it. It's something I learned in that doesn't exist. It doesn't matter.
She totally has access to the internet in there.
If you could, if you could find one of those mechanical, the arcane machines, the mechanisms that use magic to operate.
The golems.
Yes, golems, but more than that.
Steampunk golem.
The automatons. If you could find one of them, study it, find the creator of one, and we may have something that could create me a different kind of body.
So, you want to be a golem?
Not a golem. I want more. I want to be more than just a creature that could be commanded. I want something of my own.
Okay. So when you have this something of your own, what's going to be the first thing you do?
Find the bitch who put me in here and kill her.
You're going to need help with that?
We shall see.
Do you know where she is right now?
Nope.
Yeah, I probably should have asked the fortune teller lady across the country, shouldn't I?
She doesn't know what to say to that.
Oh yeah, in case if you forgot, I talked to a fortune teller lady and she told me everything.
Yes, I am aware of that part. I was not necessarily participating, but I do know what you do. All of the time you spend brushing your hair and how long you take to shower.
Listen, it's worth it. It's worth the effort.
Do you have anything else you want to ask her?
That's about it for now.
Okay, cool. Then she goes back to her pondering, and you can kind of feel her quote unquote awareness from your mind fade away, like sinking back into the ring to do her quote unquote research. You didn't know up until this point that there were other people in the ring.
Hell's like, gee, I sure hope she don't put me in that.
Yep.
The more you know.
Yeah. But this is an interesting line of query for you, Pill, if you want to start looking into artificing and learn more about being an artificer and how to make automatons, you can.
Yeah, Pill, might as well.
Yeah, might as well. Gives you something fun to do.
Yeah, gives me something else to focus on than the thing I spent my entire life wasting studying over.
I don't know if it's wasted study. Also, using soul magic is still necromancy.
Yep.
So, not wasted. You have potential and room for growth.
Yep. Now Pill has a legitimate reason to become, or at least multi-class an artificer.
If you want to become an artificer, yes, this would be a good reason for you to try to multi-classing into artificer. I'm not saying you have to, but this is a potential path for you.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say because when we spelled it out last year, when Rose interpreted all the messages for Pill, it was like, "Hey, become an artificer, dummy."
That's fair.
And ever since then, I've been looking for like a legitimate reason for Pill to even do that. So now I have one.
You do, yeah. You have the potential to try to become an artificer. So we can multi-class you if that's something you're interested in doing, which I think would be pretty cool. And also, I wonder if you figured out what direction I'm taking you in.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, cool. Then we're gonna keep it at that because this will be a fun try. Awesome. I think that's probably a good place to stop. I know, Vero, you probably had to leave like 10 minutes ago. So...
Sano?
Sano?
Sano!
Hi, kinda on the
Hi.
jump.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, we knew you had to leave, so we can probably go now if you need to. If you need a jet, we're basically done.
Yeah, it's fine. I just didn't want to like confuse you all with leaving randomly. Been
Nope,
doing
you're good.
stuff
Okay.
while you. Bye.
Bye, Senna. Bye, Senna.
Yep. Sorry. I got so caught up in the conversation I forgot. Okay. Did anybody else have anything else we want to do, or
I'm cool.
or are we good to start at Baulders Gate next time?
We're good to start at Baldur's Gate, I think.
There's really anything else
Okay.
to do on the train for 20 hours.
Yep. For 20 hours. Yeah, no, it's a long ass trip. You guys will basically be arriving at like 6 in the morning.